Welcome to the WCB Podcast. It's episode 727 with Seek One and Lee Ellis. This is a highly requested, highly anticipated podcast, so we appreciate everybody reaching out. And I will say Lee is the coolest. He's the best. We had a blast with him, and I stay in touch with him, and he's one of us. He is one of us, and what he's doing is top-notch, and plenty of ass-kissing goes down in this episode. But enjoyed the conversation. Appreciate him coming to us in studio. That's pretty badass. A couple of things. Let's get some news, some updates. Merch updates are coming. WCB straw sun hats for running the tractor and food plot work are coming. New Dustin DiTilio shirt designs are on the store. Kill Bottle Whiskey's coming back in September. August 22nd through the 24th, we'll be in Bloomington, Illinois at the Interstate Center for Illinois Deer and Beer Fest. That'll be booth 118. Come see us. We'll be right next to Grizzly. We'll be right across from the Bone Collector crew and Michael Waddell. Cody Christian's playing Friday night at the Bone Collector Bash. Dustin Huff will be playing again. It's going to be a damn good time. If you're not out to celebrate and pick up some last-minute hunting gear right before season, you're missing out. I'll tell you, it's Bloomington, Illinois. We're booth 118, Illinois Deer and Beer Fest. Come see us. We're going to have some good times. We got hunts coming up real quick. Food plots are going in. Impending doom is encroaching. It just feels like there's never enough time for anything. I know you guys know that as well. What else is new? The Unhinged series is underway. The 4th episode launched this week. It's all catching up to speed with all our South African adventures from last year, and now we're getting back in a North American game. I think I'm just going to randomly pull some giveaway stuff here once that episode goes in through all the episodes. So please go watch them, share them with your friends, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube, key click words. It's yay, but just help us out. We're enjoying it. We're putting some effort into it, and Jordan's busting his ass. You can really see the skill set Jordan has and what it's going to fall into. So get on there. Please support that. We appreciate you so much for doing that. The podcast and all of WCB's podcasts are brought to you by Grizzly Coolers, grizzlycoolers.com. You can use code WCB, and the product spotlight for this week's episode is the Grizzly 100. It's the perfect size. It's not too big. It's not too small. That's what I would recommend starting at the 100 if you're going to haul meat and skulls and all that stuff on your traveling hunting trip. So check out the Grizzly 100, grizzlycoolers.com, code WCB, save yourself a little bit of coin on that, which is pretty cool. Grizzly's a great product. They're killing it, and I love seeing it. A lot of questions going on what we're running for tree stands, all that. Our mobile hunting partner is Latitude, latitudeoutdoors.com. The profile platform, all new, is on the website, latitudeoutdoors.com. They have saddle kits, starter kits available. The Lone Star saddle, you can get it in bottomland if you want. You can get it in gray, and whatever. They got options for you for your mobile hunting needs. Everything you need to be efficient in the mobile hunting game, Latitude Outdoors has it, and we're very proud to be partnered with them and the great people over there. If Aaron Blasey runs it, it's good enough for us. You know what I mean? Shout out to Aaron. Got to call that guy. The podcast is also brought to you by Huntworth Gear. They have basically a system builder. So if you're not sure what you want or what you need, get to huntworthgear.com, use code WCB15, and build the clothing system for you, and you'll be fine and warm, and you'll look good, and everyone's happy. What else? Hoyt Archery, Hoyt.com. They're doing a Hoyt whitetail hunt giveaway. Every $1 spent on Hoyt, and you can use code WCB on soft goods and merch at Hoyt.com, gets you $1 equals one entry to win an all expenses hunt for 2 November 8th through 12th, 2025. You have until September 15th to get that done. As far as bows are going, what we run, we have that all on our YouTube channel, so you could watch that and the Unhinged series all on the same night. I personally, I'm running a blacked out RX9 Ultra with flow green strings. I just think it looks good, and I'm stoked with it. It's a shooter. So Hoyt.com, a proud partner of ours. I hope they're proud. We're proud to have them. It'd be cool if they were proud too, just like, are we doing a good job? Also, Loophole Optics, the BX4 Pro Guide H2 HD Gen 2 is out. That's a common question, what we're running for binos in the Midwest too. It's like, 10 by 42s. I run 12 by 50s because I can do it and I like it. I've never had an issue with, being too close a quarters, I guess. Maybe my vision's bad, so that's why I like that. But they got new fall hunting apparel out. They make some of the best lifestyle clothing that can kind of double as also hunting clothing if you want. If you want some nice hunting branded stuff to wear to a dinner with your old lady because you're trying to butter her up before you leave her for 3 months to go hunting, Loophole your spot. So go check out everything at Loophole. Everything they do is top notch. Binoculars, scopes, obviously, range finders. They got it all. Their performance eyewear is the best. I love it. It's the only eyewear that I actually keep track of where I put it because I like them so much. I don't want to fucking lose them. So check them out at Loophole. Also, Victory Arrows, Rip TKOs. I'm running for everything from mule deer to moose to whitetails. That's the arrow I'm running. So check them out. Camo Fire and Black Ovis. Black Ovis, you can use code WCB. That even works on sale items, I think on everything except for optics. You can also get on there and use their arrow ID builder, and you can get Victory arrows in that. Have arrows built exactly how you want them, ready to shoot, shipped to your door. It's fucking amazing. Code WCB. Dialed Archery, the new proof is out. That's what we're running. Rumor has it there's a small batch of dials coming with WCB, and we got a new look coming. We got to finalize that here in the next week or so and expect to see a drop with Dialed Archery. So that's exciting. Blackgate trail cameras. We're getting all the Blackgates out right now. It's that time. Code WCB10, blackgatehuntingproducts.com. Aluma trailers are getting our tractors for the big time plots we're putting in. Aluma and Big Time and Grizzly Blinds all kind of come in and basically make our jobs easier. AlumaKLM.com if you're in the market for an aluminum trailer. Old Barn Taxidermy, we got some deer mounting that's going to go live here on our socials. We'll keep you updated on that. So keep them in mind for your trophy, your trophy taxidermy, Fort Madison, Iowa. I'm just rattling through these because I just drank a bunch of coffee. Deercast is our choice in mapping tools and whitetail predictive movements. Evolution broadheads, the Whitetail Fury, the Hyde, the Jackal, the new Jackal, the Jackal Wide. All fucking kick-ass broadheads, and I have no complaints with any of them. Everything we've shot with them has just been devastating, which is what you want. Violence with your broadhead means efficient kills, and that's our job as bow hunters. So that's what we're doing with Evolution. Arizona Archery Enterprises, AAE. The Prophecy Rest is the best drop-away rest we've ever ran. WCB AAE fletchings are available on our website, but if you don't want our logo on your fletchings, that's fine. They have you covered. You can go there and get whatever you want, whatever color you want, and the quality you need. So get on there. Rack Hub, exciting things coming from Rack Hub this fall. We got a podcast planned with them here in the next month with an exciting twist. So keep an eye out maybe for some giveaways, maybe some stuff you won't expect. And check that out. Our Mountain Ops code isn't working. I got to figure that shit out. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So WCB will be the code. I'm trying to keep that. They wanted to change it. I'm trying to keep it to make it easy for you guys. So we'll figure that out. And Pull Back and Let Go. Some of the best lifestyle clothing in the game. And I got something planned for Pullback and people who are going to make an order with Pullback. That'll come here in the next several weeks. So we're busy. We're all over the place. Enjoy this episode. Let us know what you think in the comments on Spotify and on socials when all the clips and reels roll out. I hope if this is not the episode you wanted from Lee, I hope this is at least an introduction to have more great episodes with Lee and the Seek One crew. So thank you for the support. Sorry for the rambling, and we appreciate you.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Drury with Drury Outdoors.
Hey all you deer hunters, this is Jimmy John.
This is Jared Mills.
Hey everybody, this is Caitlin Moss.
Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
What's up guys, Josh Sparks from Midwest Whitetail.
Hey, this is Nick Mutt from Bone Collector.
This is Chancey Walters.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
WCB.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right, this is the podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working
Working Class Bowhunter.
You're listening to my buddies on Working Class Bowhunter.
Best motherfucking podcast on the planet.
Episode 700 something and some change of the WCB podcast. Thank you for joining us this week. Kurt Geyer is speaking right now.
Eric Hammond, Doug Schmidt,
Austin Chandler,
Lee Herr.
Our guest of the hour, or hours, depends on where this goes, Mr. Lee Ellis from Seek One.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate for coming.
Something we talked about for a while. I've been a little dodgy. Not on purpose. Just,
You cool guy us a couple times.
Yeah. Well, no.
Just call
I mean, just get it out of the way. I mean, you're pretty cool.
My schedule is like so out of control.
Yeah.
Like I don't even feel like I have control anymore. So it's a
good and a bad thing, probably, right?
Yeah, for sure. But this is something like I wanted to be here. Like I got a bunch of buddies that, and here's like a thing about me is like, and I have a bunch of friends too, obviously in this industry, and it's like some people consume tons of hunting content and stuff. Like I don't. I just don't. Like I think I'm so close to it that it's like I don't honestly don't even have like the brain capacity to like consume more hunting content. I think I'm just so close, but like I have so many buddies that are like, dude, you've got to go do this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's
like,
good. That's good.
Even on the way here, like I was calling a buddy of mine and I was like, he was just kind of like, or I texted him and said what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to do the Working Class Bowhunter podcast. And he called me. He's like, oh, dude, like he's jacked. So it's
really?
Like, yeah, he's
awesome.
pumped.
That's cool.
Love it.
Well, that's
But
good.
this is a one I've wanted to do. So it's like, I know I was squirrely, but it was just like,
dude, we're squirrely too. Like
schedule
we're hard.
stuff.
It's hard to get it figured out, but I'm glad we got it done. You're here, and like we're recording on a day we normally don't record. Like normally we're not here on these days at this time, but hey, that's what it takes sometimes. So we appreciate your efforts in coming to us.
Yeah.
That means a lot. And
it's
I
a
know
poke to get out here.
it's a poke, and you're all over. So the effort means a lot. We only do in-person ones, so and I know you're humble and everything and cool, but you know you're the guy in whitetails right now. Like you have to know that a little bit. Like
I
don't expect you to be like, yeah, I am, obviously.
it doesn't feel that way. Like
it is that way. Like we are fans, and we don't consume hunting content like just what you're saying. We're too close to it. Like you're so a part of it that you don't want to just consume it when you're trying to get away from it with family and all that other stuff. So, but we are fans, man. I mean, anytime someone's killing big deer at the quality and the level that you guys are doing it, at the efficiency that you're doing it, if you are into deer hunting, it's hard not to like what you're doing.
I appreciate that a lot.
And I'll tell you one other thing. Back in the day, so we've been doing the podcast over 10 years.
Yep.
Mark Land from Georgia. Do you know Mark Land?
Yeah. Well, the name rings a really
Used to work for
strong bell.
Muzzy.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
When we started, because what year did you guys start? Like officially?
This is actually would be our 10th year. So 2015.
Okay. So he must have known about you guys when you got kicked off. And I remember him being like, I don't remember the details because it's been that long, but you got to reach out to these boys that are hunting in the city down here. And I just was like, yeah, I will. And like, I never thought about it. So it's kind of funny. I remember hearing about you guys back then through Mark Land being a Georgia boy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's thank you for all that.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I appreciate it. We work really hard, and it's like definitely like our passion. Like I can't imagine life without this like hunting, and I really can't. Like I'd feel like I'd be a very lost and maybe depressed person.
Yeah. I'd be in prison for sure. I mean, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
I look like I've already been.
I've been to prison.
Have you?
Yeah.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have.
For what?
MIP, minor possession of alcohol.
You've been to jail.
Prison. Yes, jail. I had a good time in jail.
You did?
Yeah.
Playing cards? How long were you in jail for?
Like 2 hours.
It was probably like 8 hours.
I did 12, brother.
So you got me beat. Then I got rookie numbers. I got to bump those numbers up.
Yeah, I think I was only there for like 4.
I got 2.
Never
You
been
got
there.
2 hours in jail?
2 hours? Who's got the most jail time here?
I've never
Probably
been.
Kurt.
12 hours?
It's tough out there, brother.
We sound like a bunch of hard asses.
One incident or 2?
I got in a fight and got arrested.
I got in a fight in jail.
You're cooler than me.
Yeah.
Dude,
But I got a tattoo in 12 hours in jail.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Quick work.
I had everybody looking at me like, damn, you probably did.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And I really wasn't in jail. They just kind of put me in the detox or the drunk tank
I
for a
spent the
couple
night.
hours.
I spent most of the time in the drunk. I still have my mugshot. You want to see it?
Yes, I never got mine. I was a senior in high school, and I got out of jail the morning of my senior prom. Only time I've ever been, and I'll tell you, you go once, and you go, I don't know how people...
You don't want to go back.
I will never go back. Not for me.
It was terrible.
See, I got arrested for like, dude, it was stupid. You know, we were like, it was like a week before my 21st birthday. We were at UGA in Athens, and their police there, like, they're strict.
Yeah.
And we were just walking home, and I was with some buddies of mine that played football at App State. And, like, two of them got in a fight. One of them like hit his head on the curb, it started bleeding. It's like, I hung around, and it's like there were cops in the parking lot, and like people pulled up, whatever. And I learned two things that I will for sure teach my kids. Is really mainly one thing, but one of the cops turned to me and asked, "Have you had anything to drink tonight?" Me being an idiot was like, I had like maybe a couple beers, and he's like, "All right, put your hands behind your back."
You're too honest.
Damn.
Way too honest.
Kids,
and then,
lie to cops.
But here's the main thing: run. Always run. Like, don't hang around.
Yeah.
Like
in that setting.
Yeah.
Well,
if you're under 21, don't stay.
If there's a bunch of people around, run.
Exactly. Yeah, you scatter like, and it was like a fat cop, and it was like the second he had me in handcuffs, I was like,
damn it.
It hit me. I was like, this is so stupid. And I started talking crap to him. I was like, I should have ran. I was like, you never would have caught me. and he like pulled out his taser, and he was like, you see these barbs? They project it, whatever. He's like, I'd have got you. I was like, sir, you would not. I'll teach my kids.
Let's be honest.
So,
always run.
Do you have your mugshot? You just keep it on your phone?
Yeah.
Man,
I want to see
I didn't
it.
know we were doing mug shots. I'd have brought mine today.
Ooh, I want to see Austin's too.
Dude, I was like asleep in mine. It was bad.
I don't think I ever got to see mine because that's back then when I got arrested. They weren't doing them online or anything.
I didn't have mine online.
I got Steve's still.
Is that in a newspaper?
Yeah. Yeah. I made the front cover of a newspaper for it. So,
what year was this? Like,
this was.
You don't look too mad.
Well, I was 20, so it'd have been 2010.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a while back.
Yeah, we're like the same age then. Yeah.
So I, again, kind of backstory to it. Me and another guy got arrested because we were the only stupid ones that like answered truthfully.
Yeah.
Never should have.
Go figure.
I also got I wonder if I still have the. Yeah. So here's the fake ID I actually was caught with.
It's like such a.
You are not using that.
I swear.
Dude, that's why you got arrested just on principle alone.
You just lost a lot of weight, apparently.
So that's got to be the cover art for the episode.
So here's the thing.
That's so funny.
When the bars in Athens for IDs, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they don't.
They just want effort.
So I would show that ID, and they would burst out laughing, and then just let me write it. And so when the cops, like, what's even worse is, like, I would literally pass it back to one of my buddies who's Asian, and he would use that ID and would
Probably
get
a skinny Asian at that. Yeah.
So I used that ID, and then when they like took my wallet or whatever, that was the ID they pulled out, and they all started laughing too. But they were like, they did give me some leniency. They were like, we're not going to charge you with whatever
identity fraud.
Yeah. They're like, we'll just take you in for the minor possession of alcohol. So
that's great.
So I go in, and they sit us in this drunk tank, and like, I've never told this story publicly.
I love this right now because it's like
it's great.
It's really bringing you down to WCB listeners.
People are going to be able to relate to this.
Now's your chance to turn around if you don't want to.
No, dude,
you are one of us.
Yes, I'm in my lane. That's
the crazy thing, because like in Iowa, if you get that, they just get you a ticket and you can go about your way.
Yeah, and it may have changed, in the last, but it wasn't even like I had a beer in my hand. I had it in my stomach. I had it in my stomach.
Yeah, you
and so that's what
it.
Yeah.
See,
so
like in Illinois, it would just be a consumption ticket, and then you just go pay this.
I know that for a fact. I got a couple of those. A couple five.
So I got to see this mugshot still, but I want to hear the story.
I'm building it up because I'll lead into this. So they throw me in this drunk tank, and there's, I don't know, maybe 15 guys in it, maybe 20. I don't remember exactly, but I'm dressed up as like the most average looking college guy at the time. It was like jeans and a collared shirt.
Yeah.
And
American Eagle's popping back then.
Yeah, I think this was polo, but similar.
Yeah.
But so this guy, he's probably in his like mid 40s, stood up, just dude, like I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I've never been to prison before.
Jail. Yeah, jail, but okay.
So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like just minding my space, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not here to
keeping to yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of freaked out.
You're not there to get gang affiliated.
No. And this guy stands up and walks over to me and starts like making fun of me for the clothes I'm wearing. He's like a mid 40s white dude, like pretty nerdy looking. Like you could tell something wasn't like fully, you know, on there.
Yeah.
And he's like, you look like you're from the 1940s or something. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm sitting down and he's standing. And again, he's like, keeps making fun of my clothes. I'm like, dude, what? Like, and I don't know why he chose me out of everybody in this place. Mm-hmm. But I stand up and it got physical and he and I got into a fist fight. And this huge cop walked in and drug him out. And then I was like, hey, he, you know, approached me. And then the cop was like, no, you're good. Like, and then he actually said, he's like, he got sketchy with some girls and like followed some girls home. So he's like, you're good. Yeah. It was like, you know, prison things.
Prison,
you know?
yeah. Prison.
Yeah. So, of course. That was like, you know, a few minutes of me being in prison. Was that
that was your first experience?
I'm gonna call it prison. Right?
I'm with you, brother. I went to prison too. Okay.
So I called, this was weird. I did get orange Crocs. I didn't get to keep them out, but I did get orange Crocs. Anyways,
nice.
You got the full experience.
Oh yeah. They're taking my mugshot, and I'm like, I've never been to prison before. You know, like I guess I smile for a mugshot. So I smiled, and they started laughing at me, and I was like, I don't know why they're laughing. But then I guess I realized later, like, oh, you're not supposed to smile on like a mugshot. It's like not. This is just not.
You're not supposed to be happy to be there.
Yeah.
So I called everybody in my phone book. Like they let me use my actual cell phone.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
To try and call somebody. And I mean, at this point, it's like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. I can't get, like, the last people on earth I'm going to call are my parents.
Yeah.
And finally it came down to it. And I was like, all right, I have to call my parents now. And so when I made the phone call, if you've been to prison, you know, when you make a phone call from prison, it's an inmate from, in this case, it was the Clark County Jail. And then you say your name, Lee Ellis, would like you to accept this phone call. And so I had to call my parents, and that was the kickoff. Like, I didn't get to explain anything. It was just like, an inmate from the Clark County Jail, Lee Ellis, would like you to accept this call.
I'm innocent.
My mom answered, and I don't remember how much time they gave you on the phone call.
Yeah.
I've never heard my mom cuss like that in my life. She was like, do y'all cuss on this podcast?
Of course. Yes, we do. Okay. Yes.
I try to not, and that's a whole other,
that's
conversation, but like I try to not, dude, I'm a dude, right?
Yeah.
I cuss.
You've been to prison, dude. You cuss.
Been to prison, So,
Done it all.
I try to not do that on our YouTube channel. And the reason is we kind of have to button ourselves up a little bit.
Totally.
Because when we go to these shows, it's like kids and parents coming up to us and they're just like, man, we're really appreciative that like I can have my kids watch and not have to worry that you're going to say some crazy shit. Yeah,
we're in a different boat because guys are listening at a job site or on their way to work, So like that's what this is for. That's what, like, you have more listeners if you didn't cuss. Well, we're not for kids.
Yeah. So I can be a little more.
You can be prison Lee Ellis.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So my mom was like, again, I like never hear her cuss, but she was like, Lee, what the did you do? And it was just like, I've never heard her say the F-bomb even since. That was the only time I've ever heard her say it. And it was just like,
she cashed it all in.
She cashed it all in. She ripped me for like
fair.
a full 60 seconds. I didn't get a word in, and then the call ended.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like,
Please come get me.
Yeah, I have no idea
She's like, that fucker hung up on me.
Well, I have no idea, like, that was my last call, and it was like, I have no idea if
she was coming or not to
someone's
get you.
coming. Yeah, so it was just like, they threw me in a smaller holding cell, and I think they purposely put a bunch of people in this like really small one just to like try and, make our experience a little more.
Did you have to do the court thing, or did you get out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had to do kind of all that deal. But so this is getting into the mugshot. my brother gets a phone call like a week later, and he said, "Hey, did your brother go to prison?" And he was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" He said his mugshot is on the front cover of the Athens Bad and Busted. And so this picture I'm gonna show you is from the cover of the Athens Bad.
You were
and
the
Busted
worst
magazine.
dude in Athens at that time for that. That must be a good name. You are smiling. That's hilarious.
I told you I was smiling.
Oh my gosh.
The funny thing is that guy below me there with the one tooth, he was in my holding cell too. He and I kind of vibed.
You guys were like homies.
Yeah, he was my jail buddy.
Is he gonna make a cameo on Seek One at any
He
time
should,
soon?
if we can find him.
Yeah,
We'd
you
have
probably
to
see
bring
him in the
back.
woods when you're hunting some of them big deer. He's out picking shit up out in the woods.
Anyways,
that's amazing. We need that
so
printed
funny.
off and you to sign it so we can hang it in here on our
For
bragging
sure.
board.
Hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
When he went to prison.
I've never told that story. It just has never come up.
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect this podcast to start with stories of all of us going to prison.
Prison, yeah.
Very appropriate though for this podcast. I mean, way to hold on to that.
Way to relate.
So.
That's great. Well, thanks for the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fun. Well, a couple of things. I think we just, I think we start strong here, and we just start from the rip, and we'll dissect it from there. But it's like you're paying people to hunt big deer, right? That's like the whole thing.
I thought you told me Doug wasn't gonna be on this podcast. I kind of don't even want to talk about this unless Doug's off.
Doug did say some things, man, and I wasn't. I just figured we get into it, right? Like, let's just get the awkwardness out of the way.
Look, dude, I'm trying to be nice, and I don't want to I'm a guest in y'all's, and I'm trying not to cause a fuss, but I don't want Doug here.
Do you remember what you said, Doug?
Yeah, I do.
Would you like to talk about it?
I was just trying to stir up some controversial shit.
The one time.
The one time, yeah.
Kurt does it all the time, and then I do it once and people shit on me. It's like, stay in your lane.
It's like, yeah, we talked about this before, and he was pissed.
I heard.
Because I don't like that.
I told him I wouldn't do this podcast if you were on it.
Wow.
So you might as well just leave.
Let's let this soak for a minute. I'm kind of enjoying this.
I used 9 hours of vacation to be here.
Sucks to suck.
That's your problem.
Kind of tough. I mean, the comparison was pretty shitty.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I would let it soak more, but I'm just kidding.
That was too hard. That was more uncomfortable than I thought it was going to be. But
got a little hot in here.
So we were talking.
Doug's all nervous.
Right. We're talking before the podcast, and
just joking.
Anytime, that's exactly how I knew that was going to go. By the way, anytime big deer get shot or found or whatever, people get weird about it. And
100%.
I think we all have some experience with it. You have way more of a public perceived experience on it. But it wouldn't be a WCB podcast if we didn't just rip the Band-Aid off and be like, all right, so how much you paying for deer? What's the deal here? What's the skinny? Where's the helicopters flying in and out of?
See, we're not paying in cash. We're paying in
Coca-Cola products.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And favors.
Oh.
Wink, wink.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, e-currency? There you go. Okay, that makes sense.
No, I actually have had, I have for sure had, I've gotten permission from older, a couple times, like from women that were divorced, single, whatever, and like just wanted me around. Like that was the reason they said yes, for sure.
Hey.
Like there was
sick.
So I was joking about like the wink wink phase, but like
like
that's
Sick.
But like,
but if you were a scumbag,
oh yeah, the door was open for that.
Yeah,
and it's like, here's the thing, like with as much door knocking as we do, dude, it's been for sure thousands of people, like random strangers I've talked to. So like you never know what person's answering the door, like how crazy they are, like you have no idea.
Yeah.
So like imagine picking 2,000 people at random across the country. Like you're gonna get some freaking weird dudes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's like we've come across a lot of really weird birds over the years. And so, kind of joking about the wink wink favor thing, but like there's definitely been occasions where like someone has given me permission and they didn't really care about the hunting thing. They just like wanted some, this is probably 4 or 5 years ago. They just wanted someone in their 20s, like, guy walking around on their property. And like every time I'd show up at this place and I did kill a big deer off of it, she would walk out and like flirt with me and like just,
Hey, that's kind of a good feeling for you too. Like,
I mean,
maybe, maybe, you know, but it's like
it's nice to be wanted.
That's right. It's pursued a little bit.
Yeah.
No, you still got it.
There was like one particular, and she was like 60s, you know?
Yeah.
And she walked out, and like this was one time she like had like a really deep like V-neck, like loose fitting shirt, and like wasn't wearing a bra, and like fake dropped something and like Bennett was like oops, and like
grab a movie.
Bent down to, it's literally like out of a movie, and like bent down to pick it up and was like, oh, like did you like what you saw? And I was
oh my god,
like
horny old broad.
Oh my,
what'd you say?
That kind of stuff. I was like, I kind of just played it off, and then just like
kind of mumble some shit.
But I don't know, it was weird. Like that lady also was she was like an animal rights person.
Oh,
and
when I willing to sacrifice one for the.
Well, when I knocked on the door, she even said, she's like, I can't believe I'm gonna tell you yes. Like I just got my Save the Dolphins calendar in the mail today. Dude, I'm telling you, like, I didn't mean to get off topic.
No, this is very much so on topic. Yes.
We have just like run across so many weird and amazing people at the same time.
Right. Well, nowadays too, like no one's at your front door anymore. Like
no.
10, 15 years ago, because everything's so digital that I think now when you knock on somebody's door, you get a more extreme reaction because it's uncommon.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like Ring doorbells are my worst enemy. Like I will never actually push the Ring doorbell button to like call through the thing. I'm always trying to knock on the door to like get them to answer. Cause like, I don't think I've ever gotten permission through
a ring.
Through a ring. Yeah. I mean, as many times as I've tried, I don't think I've ever gotten permission. Same thing with like, you know, these big like call-in gates or whatever. I've had some weird instances where dude, these are like, have to be families worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And like $20 million house, giant gate, and I'll push the button and it's like, all of a sudden the gate's open. I'm like, okay, so just drive right in. Yeah. But then I've also had it where like you're trying to communicate through the gate of what you're asking, and I've never gotten a yes. But
yeah, because no one's probably taking the time to like actually hear you out.
No.
And they're like busy and they're like, get away from my house.
Yeah. But people have definitely gotten so like disconnected from like human interaction, I think, just with social media and just how digital the world is getting, that it's like you know, you either come across, it seems like you come across kind of a more interesting crowd that will still answer the door, or you get like people that are really nice and enjoy human interaction.
Right, they're excited somebody's there, kind of.
So
talk to them.
In a way, the Ring doorbell kind of weeds out people that would say no anyways, that are always kind of a little bit apprehensive anyways.
Right.
So like, you know, that's kind of what I've noticed with that. But
well, I think the level of effort you're putting in, I mean, if someone watches your videos, you see it, but like we know what it takes to kill deer wherever, but it's like you're finding deer in pockets and you have all the urban elements against you and you're going after and doing it. Like people can hate on it however they want, but they're not putting in the level of effort it takes to like get into the positions you've been able to put yourself into, like doing the door knock effort. I know Lee, you've done a lot of it.
I've probably done, out of the crew,
you've done the most.
Yeah. I've probably knocked on 400 to 500 now. I mean, not thousands, but you come across some crazy shit.
But it's like, you know, that's so much effort that people aren't willing to do. The same thing with like getting permission pieces, just, you know, in town or not in town or wherever, like, or the energy to get a lease. It's like there's so many people just not willing to do it. They're going to cast judgment. And that's why like we started with the joke of like, oh, you're paying people to find big deer and all this. And I know we've talked about it a lot about, you know, oh yeah, people say this and rumor. Anytime there's a big deer, rumor flies.
Yeah,
and
always.
You hear rumors about yourself like, oh, that's cute, you know. But
didn't know that.
It's just funny. It's like people like to do that because they can't understand what it takes to get in that position because they would never do it.
Right.
I think kind of like backtracking to the statement you made earlier of like you're in the conversation of at the top of the hunting game right now or whatever. It's not because I have like, I mean, I know about whitetails, right? But like, dude, there's people in my opinion that are far superior to me in whitetail knowledge and how to hunt whitetails. Like I feel like a lot of my success has come from like, I hate people kind of use the word obsession a lot, and it's like it is an obsession, but it's like it's almost like an illness. Like it's hard to put into words, but it's like I will stop at nothing, and it's like so the effort I think is just like it's relentless is also another overused word. I hate the word too, but it's just like endless. Like it's unquantifiable how many hours I've put into like each of these deer. And it's just like I lose sleep over it. I just like it's just around the clock. Like I can't stop, and like I've always just kind of like chipped away baby steps. Like it's, you know, a lot of times it is just like every day, like baby step, getting closer, and like process of elimination. And you know, a lot of it is like the time that I'm able to put into it. You know, I don't have a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday like 99% of people do. So like I can be out there every day, and that is something that not everybody can do.
But it's not by accident that you're in that position. Lead up what you're saying. Like you didn't just like didn't have to have a job. Like you're doing your.
I've had a lot of jobs.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of jobs.
That's what I mean. It's like you now are in that spot, but I just want to like lay that down.
You've positioned your life to be to where you can do
with
that.
how you are of it being endless is why you're able to do it every day if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I like kind of going back to the like the money thing, which dude, I'm an open book. Like we can unpack as much of that as you like.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just good to talk about for the listener.
For sure, dude. And it's like I think another thing that is a misconception or just like a narrative out there is that like I'm born from daddy's money. There's like a Ellis Chevrolet dealership. It's like the guy's last name is Ellis. Jim Ellis is his name, and he owns a bunch of like Chevrolet dealerships around Atlanta. And it's like for a long time people speculated like that was my dad or my grandfather, and that like I had all this Chevrolet money,
trust fund money, and all the shit.
Yeah, and it's like another one was that my dad owned like real estate all over Atlanta and knew all these other guys that also owned real estate all over Atlanta. So I just could hunt anywhere I wanted to at any given time. Another narrative, and again, this is how outlandish some of the stuff gets. Like people read and believe this stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them was that my uncle was Elon Musk. And so I had Tesla money.
And you're South African kind of.
Yeah, he's from South Africa. So
that'd be awesome.
It'd be sick. Yeah. Like I wish some of that stuff was true.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say no.
No. That's crazy though.
It's crazy how people just think about this shit and just start making stuff up.
And if you read it online, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, here's the thing. Like I'm kind of guilty of that too. Like
we all are probably to a point.
Yeah. I really try not to be, because I'm kind of on the receiving end of that. So I get how that works, but dude, it's so hard to not, because it's more fun, right? You know, like you see someone talking crap online, someone leaves a comment that's like, well, I heard or I know this, and you're like, then I'll go tell 5 of my buddies, dude, I saw online where this guy did this. It's like really hard to not
believe it.
To fall into that just kind of
gossip's pretty fun.
Yeah, gossip, exactly.
It's fun, and it's fun when it's about a big deer.
There's like. There's an endless list of just, you know, big deer rumors and like stuff that gets said. Like one of them, after like the buck I killed last year, there was a video of it that went on. I think it was TikTok or something, and it was like a video of this deer. It was this person that lived like basically in between 2 farms, and it like I think it was during the rut, like walked through its backyard. And so people were like, tame deer, you know, suburban city buck. And I'm like, in the post I posted, it was like, no, like this was a rural buck. And so immediately people were like, you know, he lied. He said it's a rural buck. This is a video of it in a backyard. He's lying, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, dude, it's, you know, so it's just like.
You can almost never win to a certain point with those people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And here's the thing too, like and then it was like the money accusations. And
is that the most common accusation? Is like
probably
you're paying for leads or paying for permission?
Probably, yeah. The first one I can remember of was a buck I killed in Kansas. I think it's been, I didn't draw last year, it'd have been the year before that. And I was hunting him on public, and he was living on Milo and on private, but there was Milo that was planted. And for like a couple days, we were like trying to track down the farmer, trying to track down the landowner, and it's like was having a hard time doing it. We were hunting him on public, trying to catch him coming up because he was getting his water on public, and he was coming there every night. By the time he was getting there, it was
too late.
Yep. And so we kept trying to get permission from on the private, and in the post when we killed him, that's what I said was like, we were hunting him on public, eventually got permission on the private, and then like some of the comments were like, I wonder how much you paid the farmer, or this, that, and the other. And it's like, dude, here's the thing. I'd be more than willing to pay the farmer. But I said that and in the video I didn't. And it's like, thank God that we record and document so much of what we do. Almost not even like, oh, this is like an important part of the story. Almost as in like just so we can defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Thing.
Yeah.
So like we were
kind of like a legality and
sure.
And yeah.
So like
you have the proof.
Legality and just well, yeah, it's like you want to see it. Here it is,
So in that episode, we played out the conversation that I had with this farmer, and you can tell like I didn't have to offer money, dude. I would have 1,000% paid him, depending on what he wanted.
That's a fun conversation.
Let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah,
what is wrong with paying a farmer to hunt his ground? What is wrong with it?
It's okay to go get a $10,000 lease somewhere, but if you see a big deer and you offer a landowner money to go hunt it, what's the difference?
It's a lease.
That's just the world we live in today. You have to pay for a lease.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so like, what really is the issue? Because Spook Span talks about that. Like, yeah, I do it. I think he was on Hunter and talked about that.
I think the issue is when you say you did one thing, but then people say you didn't. Like you're doing another thing, which makes you a liar.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Personally,
right.
That's where I have the issue. I don't care about the paying for money. Like we're currently trying to find leases in some states because like we want to have ground that we can work and farm and stuff. And if that particular situation, the guy's like, I need a $500 trespass fee, I'd have said done.
Yeah, totally.
So like that's not the issue. The issue is just when like we really try our best to be truthful and transparent with everything we can be. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, these are the GPS coordinates of where I killed this deer. You've got to keep some stuff like close to the chest.
Well, I think it's your business, it's your effort, it's your work, it's where you're hunting. I think it's cool to be like, I'm in whatever state. But at the end of the day, when it comes to it, fuck them, because it's your business and you're putting the work in to get that big deer. Like, it don't fucking matter where I killed it. You just got to know it's dead and you can't go kill the same deer because now it's a ghost,
Well, here's the thing, like, for example,
maybe that was a little strong, but
no,
you're right.
For example, when I'm in Kansas, I've spent how much gas money, how much on the license, how much on the hotel we're staying in, or what, like we've already spent so much travel money to get there. We're paying a camera guy. Like this stuff is expensive. And it's like, you think I wouldn't cough up $500 to a landowner to not be able to like cross the finish line.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where it's like, dude, if we would have done that, I would have said it, and I would not have had any shame in it. But it's like this, and that's the part that is so frustrating to me. Is like I'm telling the truth, and I'm getting shit for it. When it's like, dude, I'm telling the truth. Like, do you want me to lie and say I did just so that y'all will shut up? Like,
right?
It's like
at some points it's like kind of just be like, yeah, all right, just to shut everybody up a little bit. But then it's not.
You're never going to win with that crowd.
No,
there's nothing you can say.
I think this is a thing that's hard for people to understand, or maybe just like a misconnection is like we have mostly hunted until recent years. We're branching out. We're hunting public. We're hunting. The last buck in Ohio was rural. It wasn't suburban. And I think that like people who don't understand the suburban game is like, dude, if this person says no, just go to the neighbor.
Right.
And if that neighbor says no, go to the next neighbor. Like
work your way down the line.
Yeah. There's sometimes like 100 places you can ask to get access to like, to get a spot to try and hunt one particular buck. Like
on one ravine stretch and all that. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the thing is like, sometimes if it's a 50-acre block, well, there might be 50 different landowners that one of them is going to say yes.
Yeah.
Like you just got to come across the right person in the right mood with the right mindset. And it's like sometimes the easiest yes you've ever gotten is just, it's a numbers game. Like obviously you've got to be presentable. You got to know what you're talking about. Like you've got to master the ask and all of that stuff. But it's like sometimes some of these people, like they just want deer gone. You don't even have to have a good pitch or whatever. It's like they just want deer gone. That's all they can care about. Some of the ones that are like harder to win over are the people that are like on the fence. And it's like, that's where you do educating, talking about what you're actually doing, like talking about like we have a meaningful outlet for the deer, how often they're getting hit by cars, and like what's the better solution here. Like you have situation A, a deer gets hit by a car, causes a car wreck, and the deer rots, goes to complete waste. The city usually leaves them there and just like does nothing.
Yeah.
And here's another thing too. When a deer is wounded, because this happens all the time in Atlanta for me, how often I have to shoot deer myself with a pistol. People, if they see a deer that's been hit by a car and it's wounded on the side of the road, a cop 9 times out of 10 will not shoot it. They will drag it in a ditch and leave it, because if they shoot it, they have to fill out paperwork.
A bunch of paperwork.
So I'm the one who has to shoot that deer, and then I'll find a meaningful out. I'll process it and all that stuff. But like that's kind of the picture I'm trying to paint, is like this happens every day in suburban areas. These deer get hit by cars. These deer go to waste. It's a horrible death for a deer. And it's like on the flip side, you can allow a hunter to potentially take a deer like that, potentially avoids a car collision. This is what I'm doing with the meat, and it's you just kind of paint that picture of like the good of. You
almost need a pamphlet that you can just like, here's a little info about what we're doing. Honestly, probably not a bad move, because then they can.
A lot of times people do ask like, well, do you have something I can read on? And normally that's a delay tactic of like, hey, I don't have the balls to tell you no to your face.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you. Let me talk to my wife. Let me read about something. It's like, that's just, they don't have the balls to tell you no. I'll cut that off immediately. I'd be like, look, you can tell me right now, is it a yes or no? Because like, I'm not going to waste my time if it's a no.
Yeah.
I sit around all day.
Hey, that's the way to do it.
Because I over the years, like I've just wasted so many times, so much time driving back, checking in and following up on something that was a no from the beginning. Yeah. So it's like I've gotten more efficient with time and just how to kind of handle those like situations and scenarios.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just tell me straight up. I can handle it. If not, whatever. Do you have a phone for leads? Like, how many people you talk to? I'd be like, you have a separate phone for.
No, dude. So this is
burner.
I need a burner phone. It's like,
he's been in prison, so why wouldn't he have one?
Neck tattoo. It's all adding up. Like, get it done.
The flip phone breaks everything's done.
I need a burner phone because people are finding my phone number. I get phone calls every day. I get texts every day, and I got people showing up at my house.
That's scary.
Every other week now, just showing up like at my personal home, and it's like, I just got married. My wife's there. It's like
it's scary, dude.
Yeah. So like when someone knocks on the door, even if their intentions are great, it's still just like a little weird.
It doesn't need to happen.
So
that's your safe place, dude. Like,
yeah. Respect my distance.
Burner phone though, like. Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's really hard to keep up. As much as I appreciate them, like it's really hard to keep up with DMs and stuff. And that's where leads have come from mostly. It's like someone shooting us a DM or.
How often's a lead coming in? Like daily, weekly?
No. I like,
and it probably weeds out like how worth it is the lead as far as your effort and time management is concerned. Right?
Leads. This is a layered conversation for sure. It's a big conversation. The leads thing, I think people have this, and probably because the last like 2 big stories we've had have come from leads. Mm-hmm. Everything, maybe not everything, but 90 or 95% previous to that was not leads. So like if you look at our channel and all the deer we've killed, like a very small portion of that has come from actual leads.
Okay, that's cool.
Most of the time it's been
door knocking,
getting spots, throwing cameras out, seeing what's there. Social media in the last, like, I feel like the last 2 or 3 years has really come on strong where like people will post up in a Facebook group and it'll be like, I saw this buck off of this road.
Which is crazy.
It's wild. Yeah. It's wild. Like what information you can get on social media these days.
Yeah.
That people will just post. And it's like
they're not like aware of like how far that information can go. I think that's what it is, or they just don't think about it.
Yeah, they don't think about it.
Well, think about like someone gets a trail cam picture of a buck, or like sees a buck on the side of the road, and they snap a picture and they text it to like a group of buddies, their hunting buddies. It's like maybe it goes to 4 or 5 people, and then all of a sudden those 4 or 5 dudes that have it are sending it to their other buddies, and it's just like, dude, the web runs. It just goes so fast.
Yeah. And that, kids, is how STDs spread.
Correct.
In prison. And then, in prison. But no, that is true. Like, we don't post trail cam pictures of deer unless they're already dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we always try to be like,
and even then we crop out the dates and all that. Sorry, Blackgate, but we crop out that bottom info bar.
Yeah, I always have to like name my camera something mysterious, because it's like I don't want a trail cam picture. Like even in our tight group of buddies, like pictures still get out somehow.
Yeah.
There's a leak somewhere.
Somebody's a narc.
So it's like the last thing I want to have is the info on like the bottom of the trail cam picture be like, this is this landowner in this state or whatever. So it's like even when I'm naming cameras, I have to like name them in very inconspicuous ways that only my brain can like.
See, I struggle with that. What is the move? Do you have any tips? Or is that going to ruin your program?
I don't have, it's just,
you know what I'm saying? What do you do?
I just don't do anything. I just leave them how they are. I don't name them.
Oh, like this.
I just recognize
whatever
the
name
background of the picture.
There.
See, it's situational for me. If like something happened at the property that's like really random, I'll just name it Marshmallow Property. If I like saw some marshmallows on the ground,
just whatever it was.
Something random.
Yeah.
Meth pipe.
Balloon.
I've actually talking about leaks. This is kind of funny. So like, I've got some group texts with buddies and whatnot, and like I knew there was a leak. I couldn't figure out who it was. So like, I sent out individual trail cam pictures, like different pictures of this. And I sent them out, and I'm like, I know who I sent to which one. I'm gonna wait to see which picture gets
smart.
leaked.
Watermark them.
Yeah, I was able to track it down that way.
Ooh,
that's hilarious.
Catching narcs left and right. I love that. Well, it's silly that you have to be that way.
Kill him.
Well, here's the easy way to do it, because we all have big deer pictures come in, right? And this time of year, we're so pumped to show a big deer to a buddy. Just show them physically on your phone and never send that picture out. That's the best way to keep it from going out. Like, you want to share a deer? Fine. Look at my phone. It's not getting sent to anybody.
The only place I send pictures is to the homies right here. Yeah. I know it's not getting out.
Going anywhere else.
Because we all want you to kill those deer. I mean, for the sake of what we're doing here, it's like, and two, you just can't do it anymore. You just can't do it. And it's silly. It's silly. Because if someone wasn't in hunting, they heard us talking about this, like they're sitting on the couch, like, can't send pictures of deer. Yeah. Like, well, not really anymore. Like, especially big ones.
Yeah.
Because everyone's looking for the next level type deer, like the 80s and bigger type deer get people fucking weird real fast.
They really do.
Especially if it's in like a bean plot or something. Because like if that gets out around the county, someone's gonna be like, I know that tree line.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that deer is.
Yep.
And that's like,
it's a whole mess.
If someone now posts any buck on Facebook, and it's like hunters start commenting, I guarantee you every single one of those posts has a seek one incoming or seek one will be there tomorrow. Go to Facebook, find any picture of a big deer like that people have been commenting on, and it's like there will be a comment of seek one will be there tomorrow kind of thing.
We were talking about it.
Some of my favorite memes are the ones that are like, when you see Lee Ellis in your town, you better get your trail cameras out.
I saw some TikToks that people made.
But dude, how big of a compliment is that? Like, maybe it's like some hidden shade, but you got to read that and be like, that's what I'm saying, dude.
It's
like,
kind of a compliment.
You're that prominent in the whitetail world. Like, I personally, and I've said this like off air with our crew, with you not around, so people can think I'm kissing your ass. I don't need to kiss your ass. Like, you're doing it. The deer you've killed, and like it's just impressive. Like. And you got to respect it. Even if someone doesn't like you or name whoever that's killing big deer like at the level you're doing it, it's pretty damn interesting. And I'm paying attention because I want to do the same shit where I can. I might not go to this whatever city in the middle of it and do it, but where I'm at, if there's a big deer and I can get on it, I want to do it. So.
And I think the city thing is played down a lot more. I've never hunted in the city, but I shed hunt a lot in some cities in Iowa just because I drive through and, you see the giants, and I think what people don't realize is, they think it's easy, but even just shed hunting, when you're in a backyard, those deer don't give a shit. The second you step across that fence, they're like, oh, he's not supposed to be there.
Yep.
And it's back to their wild self.
The deer know your boundaries.
Honestly, like, you can watch people walk in their backyards all day. Like, there was one buck I really wanted to find the sheds. He was like 220, and in the wintertime, there'd be people throwing balls in the backyard.
Where was that?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's an Ernebuck city, sorry. People
too, I bet.
People throwing, their dog in the backyard, playing fetch with their dog, and they're fine. And, I would drive by every day and watch, and it's multiple people were like, I could see some of the city employees sitting there, and they would just be glassing and waiting for him to drop, And the second you walk in there, you go around that corner of that fence, and if he's in there,
boom.
I mean, feet outside that fence, and he's gone.
It's wild. Like, a picture can go out of a suburban buck like that, and it can totally kind of like lead people astray of the actual like pursuit of that deer.
Like turns them off of like everybody knows about it. I don't even want to hunt it. Is that
two answers. Yes, like there's deer that I see every day on social media. I'll tell you a story about one later, but there's deer that have attention where I'm like, I don't even want to deal with that. Like I don't want the drama. Like there's already enough drama. It's like, for example, like the Hollywood buck, the Hollywood Cemetery buck in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all know about that deer?
Mm-hmm.
The deer's ridiculous and huntable. Like there was places that if you got permission, you could have hunted that deer. This deer was at its biggest, you can Google it right now. I guarantee you that this deer was 250.
Jeez.
And his biggest.
Virginia.
Type in the Hollywood Cemetery buck. And so I was very aware of this deer. And I think cemetery.
I fucked that up.
So look at
is that it?
Look at the velvet one. Go down. Right there of him standing right there.
Right here.
That one. That was when he was his biggest.
She whiz.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. This is just ridiculous.
Just living in a cemetery.
Yeah, that's him.
I mean, that 6-point.
Look at that beam.
Too.
Yeah, dude, the 6 is huge. Yeah. So, I mean, tell me that's not a 240-inch deer.
Yeah.
100%.
So, an example, like, very aware of that deer and others. And it's like, I know the drama that would come from, even though that deer's huntable and it's a 240-inch deer or whatever, it's like, it's not worth it to me.
You would love to kill it, but is it worth it?
Yeah, dude. It's like, I don't want to deal with that,
Yeah.
I don't want the attention from just the stories and like a deer with that much eyes on it. It's like, I don't want to hunt a deer like that.
Yeah, I understand that. Austin, what do you think about that? I'm curious because I feel like the reason why
who in this room would hunt that deer knowing
I'd hunt that deer.
Okay.
Dude, people are going to throw shade whether you're shooting a 170 or a 240, so I'm going to make it worth my time.
If they're going to talk crap,
someone's got to do it, right?
See, I knew Austin was going to say that because we've talked about it before. I'm like, big deer are interesting always, right? Like, even though you say, I don't want the heat of going in there hunting. Like, that deer is really interesting. It'd be cool to see what that deer does, and it'd be cool.
He got poached. And that's what sucks, right? That like, here's the thing. If
was he the one that got shot with a crossbow?
I think he got shot with a muzzleloader.
There was one big deer in the South that got shot with a crossbow, I thought. Or maybe it wasn't the South.
Dude, this was a big case. It was a huge scandal.
Is that it?
Yeah. He killed like 3 bucks out of that cemetery that same year.
Wow.
Post pictures online. It's like, dude, it's one of the most photographed whitetails in the country. Like, how are you not going to expect people to notice that deer?
Well, we've got a buddy that's went down this road. Old Devin Leonard did have a story about it.
He didn't poach it.
No, I'm saying exact same situation though. A cemetery buck out west, and this thing was like famous, and he ended up killing it up in the mountains, way up in the mountains during the rut, and he was the most hated guy in the state.
And he didn't tell anyone that he killed it for a year or two.
Oh, so there's a picture of him in a suburban area. He kills it in a remote area.
Right. This
picture is what kind of
up on the mountain up above Salt Lake.
Okay.
People watch this deer in a cemetery for years, and then he ended up killing it.
This is the thread, monstermuleys.info. So that's So I'll explain it a little bit. We did a whole podcast with Devin on it. There's the episode, but that's Devin with the photos. This is episode 374, the cemetery buck with Devin Leonard. So Devin's our buddy. He lives out in Utah. This buck was notorious for just going down in the cemetery, but during the rut, he'd go back up into the mountains. And Devin killed him in the mountains. Well, when he killed it, this buck, I mean, if you read this thread, it is like the cemetery buck is dead. And if you scroll through and read, like there's some photos of ripped. And so Devin, he called the DNR right before he even recovered it. And then here's the photo of the DNR officer. Someone glassed this and took a picture.
He knew the shit storm that was coming before he even started.
And then they think DNR's got it. It was poached.
Yeah.
Well, Devin goes out. I can't remember the full story. It's been a while since I've heard the full detailed story. Devin went rogue for a year. He's like, I'm just going to eliminate it. And then he finally came forward, like, here's the story. Here's how I hunted it, all this. And he just said, I just went quiet on it for a year because I'd just seen what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the deer's insane, you know?
And that's unfortunate. Like, a picture like that kind of muddies just ruins the whole thing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Even though he did everything that he was supposed to do, you know?
Okay. And this is the point I was going to say. So, the Devin story, he kills that deer 100% legal. Fair chase, like, good for him. On the opposite hand, like someone could have poached that deer and, it would have been this horrible situation. Just like the Hollywood Cemetery, it would happen with that deer. What would have happened if an ethical hunter who did it the right way, put the work in, even, was able to take that deer? He would have still gotten absolute shit on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like on the flip side, he could have gotten poached, and that's exactly what ended up happening to that deer. It's unfortunate that a lot of those deer that get photographed or are known, like that is the fate that they face, is they get poached. There was a deer in Tennessee years ago that you'd have to correct me on it, but or check me on it. I think he was 220, 230, something like that. Mm-hmm. Some lady is known as the Maserati Monster. But some lady that worked at a dentist office, was like, oh my gosh, look at this. In November, this buck was on a doe. Oh my gosh, look at this buck I saw outside the dentist office this morning. Mm-hmm. Posted to her personal, just her private Facebook, not on a forum, nothing. But it's like people start screenshotting who are friends of hers, starts getting sent around. The buck was poached, I think, less than 24 hours later.
Gee. Gosh.
And
I don't get it, because
some guy drove from 3 hours away, 2 or 3 hours away, and shot it that night with a rifle. And it's because some lady saw it behind a dentist's office and posted a picture.
Like, why? Well, what's the point of that? Because you can't show it off. You can't tell anyone. I don't get it.
I don't understand.
Well, in this day and age, it's not like you're going to get away with it either. I mean, everybody's going to know. Somebody's going to see your truck there and put the pieces together.
Well, even then,
there's not any way you're going to.
The guy at the Wisconsin show this last year posted that deer, and it's like clearly a high fence buck.
Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, it was.
Jeez.
So the story just came out.
Yeah, like a week ago.
That's the most generic. There it is. That's my photo, actually. So that deer was entered in the big buck competition, and
Snow White. I mean,
yeah, the white antlers are always a little skeptical.
Yeah. And he's claiming, it's a wild deer, whatever. Well, this is my photo. Everyone just took my photo. I don't understand why, because it's like it was at the show,
Yeah. Hey, it's a great photo.
Hey, I had all the angles. So I posted that, and I'm like, what do you guys think about this? Whatever. We had people like, it's bullshit. You would assume that there's funny business on this. I'm like, well, turns out, bitch, we were right. Because
it was pretty
1,000% right.
Too.
Yeah.
People that are used to looking at farm deer can look and be like, that doesn't belong there. That it's stuck out like.
So are there pictures of it in a high fence?
Yeah, right there. I'm stupid.
Oh, no.
I'm stupid. Yes, says Wisconsin man who tried to claim a 49-point high fence deer was a state record.
At least he admitted it, right?
Hey, I mean, but now he's, what the hell?
Stupid. Yes, that's funny.
It's crazy to me in 2025.
Yeah, did he even shoot it? He just paid $600 for the antlers. It says. I don't even think he shot it.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, that's a shoulder mount and a deer sled
that he's hiding behind.
But dude, here's the thing. This is the stuff I get accused of.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously. Like, there was a deer years ago, and it was like the first one that started us in 2015. This deer Charlie. It was like, it was a huge deer from Atlanta, and it just like I think people had a hard time believing like, oh, this deer came from the suburbs. And the game warden's calling me. I'm like, dude, what are you hearing? And this is where the helicopter rumor originated, because he was like,
oh, it goes back that far.
And he was like, Lee, like literally, we were getting so many calls. He's like, there are people calling in saying that you shot it in a high fence and helicoptered it from a high fence and then let it go out of like a trailer and shot it and then claimed it. And there were people online that were going through like deep rabbit holes of like scouring these like high fence places, like their inventory of breeder bucks and stuff, and they're like, look at the kicker off the G2 and the way that like this one is turned. Like this definitely, it's not the buck, but it's definitely the father of the buck. Just like, and so they're convinced like it came from this high fence,
right.
like these characteristics. And it's just like, it's wild.
It's annoying because you did it the right way. That's the most annoying part. But how, like, that had to have bothered you.
To like almost make you want to not even.
Did it bother you? Does it
like
still
film?
bother you? Do you not give a shit? Like, where are you at on it? Or what do you even want to say? Because you're just going to let the haters like get some.
I don't know.
on.
My give a shit meter's definitely breaking down over the years. But dude, it's still. I'm a human, right? I mean, we're all human. Mm-hmm. You know, if you work really hard at something, just to have someone start shitting on it, no matter what it is in life, it's like it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Like I don't care who you are. Like you can't 100% block that out.
Yeah, it's hard to block out the haters.
The mental warfare is draining, and I have said this before, and I mean it. There's a day coming where I just walk away from all of this, and I'm just done. Like I'm not. I say this, you never know what tomorrow brings. Like I'm not going to be doing this at 50. I don't care to.
I respect you saying that, actually.
Like my first and foremost, like what's important to me is like my love for hunting, because again, like I don't know who I'd be without it. And if the business side and the show and all that stuff like starts to outweigh or just like really like make this passion of mine, the thing I love, like not worth it anymore, or just makes me start to hate it, I would leave the photos, the videos, the business side of it tomorrow, to protect that. And it's like, you know, it's definitely a balancing act of like, you know, there's of how to keep this thing intact you love with still kind of this business that spun off from it. And it's like it's definitely a hard balance to have. Like it's not all everybody makes it out to be. Like, yes, it is a dream job, but there's so much that comes with it. And like I don't know why this comment like popped in my head and maybe plays into your point of like, does this affect you 100%? Like this is a comment from 3 years ago. I still remember. It was when I killed this buck that I called the upside down buck. And I was going through a lot of turmoil in my life, like at home. I've had like a cousin that's like struggled with heroin for a long time. And it's a combination of like things happening behind closed doors at home. I was involved with another business that when Sequan was kind of like taking form, I was like kind of stepping away from. Bunch of turmoil going on with that. And it was like just family stuff, relationship stuff, like a lot of stuff kind of hit a boiling point for me, like right before I killed that deer. And I remember being in the stand, and it meant so much to me, but like I remember being in the stand and I was so angry. And this is a weird, maybe y'all have experienced this, but like I've never killed a deer not in the right mental state. Like it's always happened whenever it's like meant to have happened.
Supposed to happen, yeah.
Yep.
I understand, yeah.
And so like I've never killed a deer angry or like over forcing it. Like it's always happened in the right timing. But I remember that hunt being in the stand and I'm like fuming mad. Just the stuff going on at home, the stuff with these other business partners from this other business I was trying to get away from. And like, I just remember like being fuming pissed in the stand, and I'm supposed to be on this hunt. I've been working my ass off to hunt this deer. Like I'm not present at all. And I found myself, and I was like, I told my camera guy's name's Hunter. It's like, dude, I've got to, and I said a prayer, like a tree stand prayer, which has always kind of been my church, my version of it anyways. And where I've been most plugged in. But I just remember like coming out of that prayer and being like, I felt a sense of peace. Like I finally was in like kind of the right mindset, like, you know, and it was like, as soon as I felt kind of all the, like the weight kind of fall off of me, like, here he comes. And so like, after I shot the deer, I just kind of gave this like post talk or whatever, or just whatever I said after.
Yeah.
It was very emotional. And I just like, one of the most meaningful hunting moments of my life. And I was like, just spilling my guts, honestly. Like, you could tell I'm emotionally in what I'm saying.
Yeah, you went through some real shit.
Yeah. So I say that, and then, you know, the video gets posted, and like one of the comments is still, like, all these years later, I remember, it's like, bro, you hunt for a living. Like, how hard is your life? And it's like, just because we do this thing, does that mean that we're exempt from everything else life throws at you?
Yeah, you can't have emotions.
It's like people morph who you are in their heads to make you not a human being anymore. That's the part I don't enjoy.
We are humans. We still have other shit going on.
Yeah.
You know,
that
all the time
sucks. And I totally get what you're saying. I haven't had, I don't know, I guess now I'm in I don't give a fuck at all attitude, but we have enough eyes on us now where we get negative. I don't give a fuck attitude is not really the right term. I let it roll off my back now. But like
that's the best way to be.
It's the best way to be. You have to care a little bit, but the nice thing about like us and you podcast and whatever, you know, like we can long form talk through shit and explain stuff, and it's like we can just let it out, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we're fortunate with that with our platform, but like that sucks because people think just because they only see the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't see the real stuff.
No.
And it's like, yeah, oh, you guys just sitting here and do this. It's like, yeah, this is better than working at John Deere.
Oh, for sure.
This is for sure better. But it doesn't mean that it's caused. Talk to some long-term industry dudes that worked in a long time and see what the divorce rate is and all the bullshit. It's because it sucks up so much of your energy. And like, it's just, you deal with shit, and people deal with shit in life anyway. Anyway, it's just tough to.
People just don't see
tough
that.
to navigate, and people.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate.
People are pretty good mostly, but a lot of people just suck ass that way, and they only see the good shit, and they think they're mad at you a little bit. They're a little jealous, and that causes them to make shitty comments, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it is, but
people just don't like to see other people having fun
and succeeding.
And I'll tell you this: we are having more fun than you.
Oh, for sure.
For all the haters out there,
yeah,
we're having more fun than you, and that's right.
You're right.
we got a guy on TikTok that's been like bashing us a bunch, and I'm just like, brother, we're having a pretty good time, and we're taking up a lot of your energy.
Having more fun knowing that you're not having a good time.
yeah, you're miserable. But that does suck, dude. But I know exactly what you're saying. I think that's. I'm glad you told that story that way.
We're all people, dude. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, we're all people.
Yeah.
And I've never done this. Like, my motive behind this has never been like the attention. It's always been like my love for it, and that's why I've always said, like, if my
attention kind of happened on accident a little bit.
It did, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I've always said, like, if the attention like took away too much from like my love of hunting, I would just take the attention away from it, out of the equation.
Right. What would you be doing though? Say you did. You're like, all right, I'm over this.
I would probably do real estate. Like, I would love to, and I will do this at some point. I just don't have the time right now. But like, I love land. It's kind of what I did a little bit before Sequan, but like, I would love to sell land.
Yeah,
that's because your dad has all that real estate.
He's got
family business.
You got all the ends already.
All that Chevrolet money.
Yeah, I don't need a job because
Daddy must
I
pay
have
for
Tesla
everything.
money, right?
Yeah, Tesla money.
Got billions.
Tesla, Chevrolet, and land money.
Got them covered.
Crazy. Just rolling around hunting urban deer in a Cybertruck.
Everyone's
mad at you anyway.
But here's the other thing too, and it's like this is what makes it so hard to not let comments affect you, because the money thing has been something that and not just like paying for permission, but like just the daddy's money kind of narrative or whatever. It's like, the truth is, I've had a lot of random jobs, like, you know, outside post high school, my dad, which I'm glad we did a story on him about, I took him on his first like hunt ever this year. And it's like the most amazing moment of my life, like probably the most amazing moment of my life. Well, to keep myself from getting in trouble, I'll say second, because I got married this past year. So I'm learning to cover my bases.
Yeah. Just the guys here talking. Nobody listens. So
then it's my favorite moment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There's like 4 people and 1 goth chick that listen to this podcast.
So I took him hunting for the first time. We kind of told my dad's story because there's always been this bit of a mystery of like, you know, what's Lee's family like? Does he? And so like we told my dad's story. My dad's 78 and he still works Monday to Friday, every single day in a pizza restaurant he has. And it's like, that's what he's done is pizza restaurants. And he's got 2 of them. They're little Ozio. And what's amazing is like, he'll like send me random pictures from time to time. Cause like I brought up in podcasts and then we did a story on him for this turkey hunt. He'll have people show up at the restaurant.
Tourist attraction now.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like with a sequin shirt on and like take a picture with him.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of cool. Like it warms the heart a bit to see, you know, someone show up to say hey to my dad.
Well, it's probably cool for him.
For sure. He's a people person. Like,
Yeah.
I think I got a bit of that from him. Like he just loves people, loves talking with people, like getting to know people and stuff. So,
yeah.
You know, the truth is like, I've had a lot of random jobs. I actually worked on a farm, part-time in college. And then it was my first job out of college, on a high fence farm in Alabama.
This is all adding up now.
Yeah. So that's
Makes
where I'm
sense.
getting my high fence bucks
Makes
from.
sense.
Okay, I see where this is going. Your plug, your high fence plug.
Genius.
To me at the time, it was like just an interesting, cool job. You know, like I'm just kind of figuring out like, what do I even want to do for a living? Like, you know, you're just kind of trying to figure out what the heck you want to do, which I feel like we're always still maybe in that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
is that what got you so? I mean, everyone's obsessed with big deer, but is that like you're around so many big deer on the high fence?
No, I actually hated it.
Really?
Yeah, because similar vein of like if the attention ever like really took away from the passion for hunting, I would ditch the attention. In the same way, like I was working at this farm, they had like a breeding operation and then they had like a 800-acre like hunting operation. I was in charge of the hunting operation. And I was seeing these like, you know, kind of like the deer you just showed up, like just ridiculous looking deer. And I was trying in my head to like put it in a different category of like, this is not a whitetail.
Right.
So that it kind of preserved like my own hunting experience. So if I kill a 140, I'm not disappointed that it's not this crazy looking 200 or whatever.
Yeah, it's not livestock.
So I did that for a little while and I quit and moved back to Atlanta because of 2 reasons. One, all my friends are back home in Atlanta and it's like, you know, I'm living on a farm in the middle of nowhere by myself. All my buddies are hanging out with girls on the weekend and stuff. And I was like, I need to, you know,
I want
22 years old. I need to get back and kind of experience more of that. But being around those deer, it was just starting to kind of ruin like the excitement of seeing a big deer. And so I had to get away from it. And I kind of compartmentalized it when I worked there. But it was just infringing too much on like, again, what I loved. And so to preserve that, I just like, even though it was a cool job, I got to work on a farm. I was around deer, you know, it's like, it was a fun job to have.
Right. Great experience.
It was a great experience. You know, I got to meet a ton of people. Most of them were like really successful business owners and just learning networking skills and connecting with people, stuff like that. And I had to kind of get away from it because of just protecting what I love. But I came back to Atlanta and I started kind of, you talk about like opposite end of the spectrums. You know, I went from wearing like dirty shit every day, dirty jeans, boots, shirt, whatever. And I actually somehow got roped into working at Northwestern Mutual, which is like, I was selling life insurance in like downtown Atlanta. And I was wearing like a suit and tie,
khakis
every day. Dude, I wanted to jump off that building. I hated every second of it.
Yeah.
And my dad, he, you know, he's always been good at like reading what is us and what is not us. Like his sons, is what I'm talking about. From the get-go, he was like, "This is not you at all." But it was again a good experience to kind of like look back on and be like, "Man, I'm grateful I do what I do now because that sucked.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Like that wasn't a fit.
Yeah, you weren't just born into Seek One, and then it's just like poof, it's popular.
Yeah.
Like when was like, did you see the increase of like, oh shit, like this could be my career?
Let me.
Okay, I'm skipping.
I sometimes get long winded. I had a point, and I mean, just like the prison story, that was like 15 minutes. But put a pin in that because I'll finish this one and then we'll jump into it. So,
I'm skipping ahead. It's probably my fault on that.
So I quit that eventually. I was decent at it, but I quit it, and then actually this got into real estate, and it was with a group that was looking for like specific types of property, and they needed someone like me. Dude, it was like such a perfect match to my skill set. I've been studying maps, looking at landowners my whole life, like really studying like which properties. And so they were looking for specific properties to buy for like investment or whatever. And so when I figured out like exactly what they were looking for, it was off to the races. And so I actually went and was like the kind of the bird dog, like finding these properties for these guys. And in that period of time, I did really well. Not like retirement really well, but like for a 25-year-old kid, like I was doing really well.
Right. Yeah.
And in the same time frame, and again, this is why I'm saying all this is because like, how can you not let certain comments bother you? I stepped in and helped my family in a time when they needed it really, really bad. Like there was a very not great time for my family. I could get emotional talking about it, but like I was able to step in and actually kind of dig my family out a bit. Just in a time where it was like they needed it financially.
Yeah.
So when I read comments online, it's like, Elon Musk, Chevrolet, whatever. It's actually quite the opposite, where it's like I stepped in a time when my family needed me. And that's why when you read something like that, it's hard to not get really pissed off and be like, MFer, if you really knew the truth. Like only if you knew the truth. That's the part that's hard for me to like not let the emotions get the best of you when.
And it doesn't help that they don't know you, they don't know the background, and they'll never say it to your face. Like those people you never see, like people that talk shit, like I always say, it's like you never see them at trade shows. But it's like, you're doing real shit, and there's the come up. That's a rapper term. I love that part, but you know what I mean? Like it is. It's like the struggles, and everyone's struggles a little different. Like, but that's cool. You're able to do that. You know what I mean?
Help
them out like that.
And that business, like it was a, I don't know, 3 or 4 year kind of business where they were like looking for specific properties. I was able to help them do that. And kind of when that fizzled out was when like the Seek One stuff started to like kind of blossom.
Gotcha.
So that it was like, again, like perfect timing with everything.
Kind of related to it. And
yeah, for sure. And so it was like, now we can transition to, I forgot what your question was, but I know it was kind of in that.
We're right into it anyway. So it's just like, getting into like, when you had your first experience with, while Seek One was a thing already, when you realize like, oh shit, this is rolling into something big here. Like, cause I remember WCB, like, we could probably do this for a living.
Yeah.
Like that turning point isn't like over a 2-day span. It's over probably a year's, but you can kind of feel like this might be a career.
I don't really remember what the turning point was, but we looked at it and we're like, we should probably turn this into a business and like go legit with it.
It's plateau and just maintain at this level ever, or we lean into it and let it grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like y'all probably went through a similar sort of process, and it's almost like is this really happening sort of mentality. And dude, I'm still in that place.
You kind of feel undeserving a little bit in a weird way, even though you've done the work.
For sure. Yeah. And it is a bit of undeserving feeling, kind of why me sort of deal. And it's like
imposter syndrome, maybe.
Yeah.
Is that the right term for that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But again, like kind of backtracing to your point where it's like, saying I'm at the top of my game with the hunting stuff. It's like, dude, I don't feel that way. I love hunting. And
well, the fact that you don't feel that way is why you're continuing to do what you're doing.
True.
If you feel that way, then name whatever hunting guy or name whatever celebrity that, you get the Charlie Sheen type guys that they crash hard, It's like, love to watch it. But
I think the whole process was
that example probably.
That's a great example, actually, when they crash hard. Yeah.
I think the whole process for us on the, the come up or whatever it's just kind of like, the whole time you're sort of like, is this really happening? Like, you're kind of taking it one step at a time, and at some point it is like okay, like you got to go all in here. Like, there was definitely a window of time, probably 4 or 5 years for us, maybe 3 or 4 years, where it was just like, what are we doing? This is like taking a lot of our time. It's clearly not paying us anything. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, what's the end game here?
And I remember Drew and I went to ATA. This was probably 2017-ish, maybe off a year there. But I think we had like a couple $100 in the Sequon account left, and it was like, all right, dude, we've got to line up some sponsor dollars here, or this is done.
Yeah.
And we went to ATA, and like, I remember at all the meetings, this kind of the pitches that we had for everybody, and it was like nobody bid. And we went and had like a nice dinner that we literally just burnt the last $200 we had. we went and had a nice dinner and like got a few drinks and just like burn it.
Yeah.
And it was like right after that when YouTube, we took note of YouTube, and it started to like kind of take off. We had been like only pushing Instagram. We had like a couple thousand followers on Instagram. We had been posting our videos to YouTube as just like a database, just like a place to store videos. And we had like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we were like, holy, wait. It's like, we've put no effort into YouTube. We have 10,000 subscribers. We've been putting all of our effort into Instagram, and we have 2,000. Like, we need to try this YouTube thing out.
Right.
So we were done. And then it was like, we saw a spark on the YouTube thing, and then that's kind of where it started to take life, was when we started like building our own YouTube, posting our own channel. And there was a timing deal there where it was like, I think it was, us, THP, and maybe a few other guys that were posting like hunting videos on YouTube. And there was a wave that happened.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody's got a YouTube channel, and it's probably harder now than ever to grow a hunting channel.
Yeah.
But
you hit the YouTube, I mean, podcast realm is way different and way less people on the podcast wave. But we rode the podcast wave, and now I would not want to start a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're the biggest podcast, we're fucking not, but similar vibe, but just way different scale.
Yeah.
And way different area too.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
Do you have a single video on your YouTube that's like, for you, was the one that was like really ramped up your wave? Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying?
Like
there?
kind of the
like a certain deer that either you or Drew shot, or like a season that was like
that's
really the season that really like
took it to the next level.
Took you to the next level.
Probably. I mean, when we started, it was we started with Mossy Oak, and it was like posting on their Facebook page. And there was a little bit of traction there, not much, but it was probably the first year we started posting on ours, which was like 2018, 17 maybe. I don't remember, but it was a year where I killed like a 190 at home. Another buddy, Jay, I think killed like a 150, 160. Drew killed like a 180. And then Kendall killed one at the end of the year. And it was like, I think that was like the season that really, and like,
you're pretty undeniable there.
Yeah. It was getting good traction. And I think that's when it was like kind of the aha moment for us, was like that season. And then the next year, I think I killed a 208 at home, and it just kept rolling. Like it literally just like kept. It's almost like we've been rolling the dice, and they just keep hitting. Like we keep putting it on black, and it just like keeps hitting black.
Yeah.
And I know I've got a bad season coming, and it may be this season. Like
bow hunting has a give and take, man.
For sure.
But the thing is, it's like, it's not a fluke. You know what I mean? Killers, guys who get on big deer,
they're going to repeat.
They're going to repeat, and you can see it in time. And I'm so fascinated by that. Like, that's why I'm fascinated. Like, this hunt right here, the 188-inch public land giant, in my opinion, I'm puckering up maybe a little bit, but I've said this on other podcasts. This is my favorite whitetail hunt on video of all time.
It's my favorite personal hunt.
Bro.
It's so cool.
Like, watching what you did, it's like, as guys who have been fortunate to kill some good deer in the last few years, I watch this and I'm like, you're stunting up
I
there.
didn't know I had sunglasses on my head the whole time.
I almost said something earlier, but
I
it's
tell you
like,
that guy.
Got to block out the haters.
Yeah, block out the haters. But it's like what it takes to do what you did on that deer. I'm fascinated by guys like you because it's like that dude knows what it takes to sit on that deer and get. So many other people would have thrown in the towel on that.
Well, especially because it was raining. How many percent goes down because it's raining?
Oh, people who just sat there in the rain?
Who would not have sat there in the rain.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
There was nobody that I saw that day that was hunting. I was like one of the only guys I saw.
Dude, that's gotta be, I mean, one of the best whitetail hunts laid down on film.
To me, this past season was kind of like a peak, or like a kind of like a crown jewel moment for me personally. Like if I had to pick a season or a moment, and it was this year, or I guess this past year. And the reason is like, you know, we kind of got our start in this small property door knocking vein. And there's a bit of a risk when you step outside of that to be like, hey, can you do this somewhere else?
I see.
You know, like, can you, you get what I'm saying? Like, can you have success doing stepping outside of your lane and doing something that people have said you can't do?
Right.
You're either going to prove them right or you're going to prove them wrong. And so it was a bit of a risk this year of like, hey, I'm all in on this rural buck, the one that I had all this time and history and all this effort.
It's so funny that like you have to say that. I don't have to say that.
This rural buck?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, it proves your point of like, you have to save that because of just what you're known for.
Yeah. It's what our core audience was built off of. And like, there's people that like, that's all they want to see is the suburban hunts. And then there's people that's all they want to talk shit about is the suburban hunts. So you know, you're not ever going to make everybody happy, but
they're watching.
For sure. Yeah.
It's intriguing of whether they would want to do it or not.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are captivating.
But you know, it was a bit of a risk this year. Like, all right, all my time and attention is on a buck that's rural. There's a lot of other people hunting this deer. You know, I was able to kill that deer, and it's like, I thought that was kind of a moment of like coming full circle of like, hey, I proved, not even to people that were talking shit, like I proved to myself, I know I'm capable of doing this in other places. And it was like, I proved to myself more than the people that want, you know, the haters or whatever. Like I proved to myself, like if there was any doubt in myself, can I do this? Like I proved myself that I can.
Makes sense.
And then this shit happened. And it was like, dude, it was.
Well, what's impressive about it, like what you're saying, I totally get it. And it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I could go out and do this and just find any decent deer. But you went out and did it and found the next level style deer, like a real giant. Like, and I consider giant, like, depends on my mood in the day, like, but 180s and bigger is a real giant.
Yeah.
Giant.
Dude, my intention on that trip was to hunt a 130.
Well, that's the expectation, probably, right?
I was wanting to hunt public, and I had a buddy who'd been in that area, and he's like, you know, in years prior, he's like, he goes every year, he's like, I've seen some good deer. Nothing like that, but it's like, I'm here to find a 130, 140, like the first 130 that we get a chance at, like I'm going to try and zip one through them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The intent was not that at all. But that's what made it so special. Was because like a lot of the hunts that we've had previous, it's like, you know, that deer, you know him intimately.
Yeah.
You know him for months, for years. It's like you're tracking him down, you know exactly what you're hunting.
Connection with him.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, this one, I knew him for 3 hours. You know, I knew nothing about this deer. I don't know where he came from. I don't know if that was the place he called home. You know, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But that's what made it such a cool, different experience, was it was like, I know nothing about this deer at all.
Dude, at the end of it all, because it's exciting how it all happened, you waited them out. At the end of it all, though, did it feel a little different? Like, did you get the same satisfaction or like fulfillment out of this hunt as you do like a deer where you know season long?
Yeah, 100%.
Because of the uniqueness of it.
I enjoyed this hunt more than any hunt I've ever had in my life.
Okay, that's awesome.
I was just gonna say this. I've in the last 5 years, I've had very few surprise deer.
Yeah.
But 2 years ago, I killed a deer that was typically not something I would kill, smaller than normal, and that one got me going more than one of the bigger deer I've killed because I knew him. The surprise aspect, I think, made it
the unknown.
Yeah, I think that made it more fun.
It makes it so much more fun, the unknown. And you know, there's each style is great. You know, it's like depending on what you want out of hunting. You know, some people were like on the deer I killed in Ohio that was rural. We're talking shit like, oh, cell cameras. You can't kill a deer without cell cameras. And then this happened, and it honestly, like, I didn't intend it to be that way, but it almost was just like a Just like, what are you gonna say now? Like,
I'm sure they found something.
There will always be something.
You'll never win well, you're undeniable, dude. It's just what it is. Like,
well, and it makes you feel like it was meant to be. You get in the game with an animal that caliber on a hunt that's that short, and it's just like the pieces are falling into place. It's got to make you feel like you're in the right place at the right time for a reason.
The stars aligned for sure.
On multiple levels, the stars aligned, and it again. And I know I said it in this video. It like feels undeserving. Like, why me? Sort of feeling like that's what I felt was like. Why the hell did this just happen to me? Like I cannot explain it. But when you look at, like my buddy Cody was coming in town. Like he had to leave town. He came back in town, and he like just like if he was coming back the next day or you know what, like for him to be able to make it back. Or if he was like, yeah, I'm going to get there later that night, you know, like he wouldn't have been there to capture because he deserves all the credit in the world. Dude,
yeah, he's just as gangster as you.
Footage on this is the best footage. I'm not saying this because I'm in it. Like the footage he captured, I had no idea what happened when it happened.
Right.
I knew
you're not checking in with them. Like, you getting all this? Yeah, yeah.
I knew I'd killed a deer, but like he was like, dude, you've got to see this. Because I didn't know like the water off the bow, the over the shoulder angled, the arrow.
Insane,
like,
dude.
He showed it.
How
to
many
me.
times did he switch batteries during this?
He's running like a massive battery pack. He filmed for like 2.5 hours straight.
I was wondering, he almost had to have been. That's how long you sat there for this deer.
I think it was 2 hours.
How the fuck your legs not fall off from lack of circulation?
Dude, I don't know.
You do yoga or something?
No, not a yoga guy.
You can say if you do.
I'm a hot yoga guy.
But even like
prison stretches.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You can't stretch in prison.
That's gonna go down a dark road.
He like even when we were leaving the truck, you know, he saw like rain clouds coming, and he's like, hold on one second. So he went back and grabbed paper towels like right before we left. Like we were leaving, doors were closed. Let me go back and open the door, grab the paper towels, and he would wipe the lens off. And he's like, if he didn't have the paper towels, like this footage would have raindrops or foggy or something like that on the lens. And it's like he is even just that small decision or just kind of like in his brain, like I need to have this.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah,
it'd be just like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't even see the deer.
Covering the deer.
Is that like a rain snow mix or just rain?
It was just
heavy rain.
Oh man,
downpouring rain. I don't even remember it raining that hard. And it was just I think I was so lined up.
Yeah,
it's going
to stand up. Yeah.
That is cut
the way this. I loved. I've watched this hunt way too many times for the record, but like that deer didn't get up during that downpour is really cool. Like he just, I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah,
it's like get in a cedar, brother. Like
get out of the rain.
You don't got to do this.
But
you don't got to do that.
Yeah, but him capturing that footage is as impressive to me as.
But he's out
being
there doing the same
boat,
thing. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. How far apart were you guys actively? Like when he's filming you there, like how far is he behind you?
I think he was like 10 yards behind me.
Oh, okay.
It was a decent, you know, we were a ways a bit, but it was like, you know, I got to the point where I was like, hey, I'm not having two dudes come crawl up. Like you hang here.
Yeah.
I'll slide up and get into position. And I wanted to get as close as I could because like downpouring rain, all that stuff. It's like, I don't want to be shooting at 60 yards, you know, at a deer. It's like, I want to try and get as close as I possibly can.
Yeah. What's the string going to be like? And so how far is this deer bedded when you're sitting there on him for 2 hours?
29 yards.
29 yards.
It's so cool that sky just kind of clears up there.
See, I couldn't range him, but I was ranging the cedar bush behind him, and was just like guessing he was like 2 yards in front of me.
Right. This is all right. So we're watching the hunt right now. 188-inch public land giant, Lee's most insane hunt.
But that to me was the most fun hunt I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of like friends come up to me and they're like, dude, the stuff when you're like chasing one particular deer, that story, like they're like, I can see it drains the life out of you.
Yeah.
And they were like, on this one, they were like, dude, I could tell you were just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's
you're freestyling here a little bit more.
Kind of leading into the season. Like, I don't expect that to happen again, but I want to hunt more like that where I'm just hunting.
Do you know the guys from Whitetail Adrenaline?
Yeah.
Like Jared and all them boys?
Yeah,
We're good buddies with them.
Yeah, we've talked a bit.
I feel like you guys, like you could, all right, I want to watch your shot here. I want to watch it with you.
It's so
That is so gangster.
sick, dude.
And the fact that you're like, oh, wait.
that he ran back and died like in front of us, almost in the same bed.
That is so nuts.
The rain off the string, off the deer.
Something about from the ground adds like a cool aspect.
Yeah. I got shit for yelling too.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get shit for something.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's going to be happy.
It's like, what do you guys say now? Well, you yelled a lot.
Well, you snuck in the rain so they couldn't hear you.
Cried like a bitch.
This was another thing. Like some of the comments were like, dude, it's like,
God, I don't want the footage of my big buck to come out. I'm gonna get shredded.
well, here's the thing. You know, if you have 1,000 followers and you have 2% that are talking shit, very small percentage.
Yeah,
that's 20 dudes.
Yeah.
All right, you got 100,000 people now that are following you. You got 2%. Well, that's 2,000 dudes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that 2,000 seems pretty freaking loud.
Oh, yeah.
But you still have that's still only 2%.
Well,
now you got to say it's 1 million, and you got 2%. It's 20,000 dudes out there talking crap.
And engagement, though.
For sure. But so
20,000 bitch ass motherfuckers.
So what I'm saying is like that it's a small percentage that's like, you know, the trash talk.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
But I remember some of the trash talk on this one was like, dude, you should have done this. Like, you definitely should have done this. Like, I was like,
what do you mean?
Is the deer dead or is he
dead.
not?
That's
like,
the point
did it work
here.
or did it not? You know?
Yeah. People just can't. Just enjoy the product.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, enjoy it, you know? Like, this is, I mean, it's one of my favorite hunts ever, and that deer's so
it's something
badass.
special, man. The way you tell the story with the camera is impressive, but it's crazy because when I go over to a buddy's house now and we sit down and we're having a drink or we just get done eating dinner and we, you know, hunting comes up, we pop on YouTube or whatever, this Seek One and Lee Ellis is the #1 thing that comes up between me, like my friends. We went up to the Bohms. It's like their boys know all the videos by heart. I mean, you got to be proud of that. Not only the number of hunters, but the number of kids that are watching this.
Yep.
It's pretty special, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to deal with some, in any arena, you got to deal with stuff that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it's mostly like negative comments or whatever. But like when you talk with people and you get to like share stories, dude, there's one story. This guy came to a show and he was telling us that like he and his dad, it was his favorite thing to do was like watch our hunting videos. It's like they'd always do it.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad got cancer. And he said the last thing they were doing as he passed away in the hospital room was like, hey, like it was like, hey dad, why don't we like pop on a Seek One video and like watch one more video together? And
Yeah.
it's like as he went, they were watching
Dude, that's
video.
heavy.
No, that's crazy.
For someone, I'm getting chills even talking about
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah,
like
I am too.
for someone to come up and say share something like that, and that's one story of hundreds.
And then a lot you don't hear about, you know?
Yeah, it's like that outweighs everything.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it's
pretty special.
worth it all.
Makes it all worth it.
To
And it's crazy that like we dwell so much on the negativity because there's stories like that.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
also it seems a little self-serving to want to talk about all of that. I think it's good. Like that's incredible. That's like what you do it for. Like you hope that's how your product is being consumed for special moments like father-son bonding and hunting camp vibes. And it is way more, but not everybody reaches out and goes, hey man, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You're only hearing a bit of
you're only hearing a little bit of it.
I guess that was my point, was out of all the bad shit we've been talking about, look at all the good that's coming out of it and what a positive impact it's had. And it's pretty
God,
wild.
I feel like lately on the podcast, that's all we've been talking about is like the negative shit of like the internet and
Just because
stuff.
it's summertime.
It's the fun stuff to talk about.
It's kind of the gossip right back to it.
It is.
But then it kind of like, we're probably burning our listeners out on it, but it's just shit we actually deal with. It's just
on a daily basis.
But we just need to focus about like the positive stuff, and maybe like by dwelling on it, maybe we're making it worse. And I don't know. Maybe now I'm over analyzing, but
I think it just shows that we care and it bothers us when we hear the negative comments, but we don't forget about all the good shit that comes from it. It's why we still do it.
I mean, it's look at a nice double rainbow. Get a rainbow.
Yeah, how about that?
Rainbow ruined it.
Yeah, you ruined the whole video. No, that deer is awesome, and that's cool that people do share those stories with you. Like we've had some pretty special experiences. You know, we've had a lot of guys that are on the cusp of suicide that hate their job, hate their wife, hate whatever, but WCB is what gets them there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like,
it's got some people through some shit. And it's crazy that.
Well, you hear that, you're like, no, he didn't. You know what I mean? You don't accept it. Yeah.
So a buddy of mine, Bill. Do you know Bill Thompson or met Bill Thompson at all? He's a Spartan Forge guy.
No, I don't know him.
Amazing human, veteran, and we did a podcast with him and talking with him, and he like shared his story and all that stuff. And like, there was a guy that reached out, and I actually got him in contact with Bill, but he told this story about how like he
still gone.
He told a story about how he was planning to commit suicide like on a chosen day, and we did this podcast, released it. This guy listened to it, and it basically saved this guy's life. And he like reached out and was like, I had this plan, I was going to do this. Heard the podcast, and he's like, it saved my life, like actually. Wow. And was able to kind of like share that with Bill and kind of get them in touch. Like we had a guy show up at a he came to the Great American Outdoor Show in Pennsylvania. That guy. And dude, it was like when you see something that good, that real, that's like, dude, these negative comments.
Exactly.
This is real.
Yep.
This is the real good shit.
Yep.
You know, like that to me is what outweighs everything else. I'll deal with 100,000 crap comments for one positive experience like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like
totally.
that's real world impact.
That's making a real difference.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's like that stuff is what keeps the fire kind of burning for me too, where it's like you enter this, is it worth it, man? Like the business, all this stuff, it's like taken away from hunting, but it's like, no, there's like a greater purpose that
you're put in your
happening.
position for a reason, kind of like everything kind of falls in its place. It's
and I say that as in like, not just me, like we all have a microphone and can, spread goodness. And it's like, I know that y'all are experiencing the same thing.
Right. Well, I'll tell you this, and I won't say names here for the sake of this person.
I got to tell you a story about that.
Okay, hear me.
No. After.
Okay,
Tell your deal.
I'll just pause it real quick.
Yeah.
We not too long ago, I cried in here with a listener in the studio.
Yeah.
Like he'd never seen it and came in and sat, and I let him sit in this chair on the mic, and he cried, and I freaking bawled with him. I didn't know about the stuff, but I'm like grateful that I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Like,
you
know what I mean? A little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it was just kind of neat. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had that happen here. I've had some listeners like say stuff, but never like in this chair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Great guy. I love the guy. And I'm like, we're getting real close with him too, like,
yeah.
But that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
You were in here. We're all in here for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here's what's cool too, is like when someone like that opens up, dude, the impact that person in and of itself is having to people that can resonate with what they're going through is like, it's courageous, for them to say that, but it's like, dude,
big time.
They're also, kind of like having a calling in a sense of like, I can help others even just by talking about it and sharing like what's going on.
Right. Yeah. And then him telling us that is what we're talking about.
It's like
right
you
now.
guys amplify the message,
Yeah.
It's a
Well, Well, it takes a lot to even say that. Like how you said that guy was going to plan that. Like, that's something that I'm sure that happens a lot, and maybe guys do it or don't do it, but you never hear that.
Yeah.
Right.
So for someone to go out of their way to admit that to you and like confide, seek you out for that
that's saying a lot.
Crazy. Like, but it's beautiful because they are around to share it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I bet you that's so much more common in men's mental health than we even can grasp an understanding of.
Yeah.
Like, I bet it's a way higher percent
than we
than
think.
you'd even want to throw a number
I
out.
hate to overshare, but like, I'm pretty sure I've said this in a podcast, dude. I've been in the same place that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had those thoughts, and it's a weird, dude, it's a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not even your own thoughts. It's like, it's like
something's trying to tap into you.
It's like a demon almost is what it feels like. It's like, these aren't my thoughts, but they're there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you, especially in men, like, we want to bottle things up, and like, I think it festers. And sometimes, like, when you,
don't cry.
Yeah. Dude. When it's
pussy.
like, but when you open up and like let it breathe is when, you kind of like, dude, it just, that's where it gets better.
For sure. And I think part of it is like finding, and this is probably why that guy reached out and why we had the experience we had. They finally trust that they can open up to you. Because I think a lot of guys don't open up because it can be used against some ammunition for later.
Yeah.
Like, there's people have evil people in their life. Like, it's like, I mean, I just make up an example here, but I think everybody will know what I'm saying. It's like, okay, say you got a girlfriend and she's not really in it. She's not on your team of life, and you break up, and then she's like, well, you're a pussy. You said this or whatever. That sucks. Mm-hmm. And I think that guys are scared of that, of like venting to someone like the therapist, and all of a sudden all your personal stuff you vented out and got out of your internal is now could be used against you and ammo to like blackmail you or ridicule you or whatever it is. Like, we see it in divorces, nasty court divorces. Like, well, he's unstable. He said that he was, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I think guys are scared of that, so it's easier to just not say anything at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a lot of angles to that, but
it's okay to be vulnerable. Like,
I think so.
I think I've learned that, and I'm okay with that. Like, I try to be open and transparent as much as I can be, and it's like, dude, it's okay to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Like, there's other people out there that are experiencing you're not alone.
Right.
Like, there's people out there that are experiencing like the same feelings, the same thought processes and things like that. And
no matter what you're going through, somewhere someone has done something similar to it internally or externally or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
For sure.
But you just never know unless talk about it. So talk to somebody. That's the talk to somebody segment of the week. I think it's important. We probably should hit on men's mental health a little more, especially because no women listen to this except for that one goth chick. But and shout out to you.
I wrote something down kind of recently because I was talking to someone about this. Oh yeah, because I was like, like, I always like to think that you never know what tomorrow brings, right? Like, tomorrow's a new day. Yep. Like, you could be right at turning a corner. Mm-hmm. And I like, sometimes I have weird thoughts at night and I'll just jot them down. I don't even know if this is like a good saying or not, but I think I just laying in bed and just like wrote it down, but it says, don't give into today and give up on tomorrow. And it's just like, I don't know why I decided to write that down. And it's just, but to me, it's just like reassuring. It's like, tomorrow's a new day. You never know, like, the sun will come up.
Yeah.
You don't know like what good can happen.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But if you give in to what's happening today, if you're having just a shit day, like it feels like the world's falling apart, like, don't lose to today.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been on like a hard, I love that. And I think it's very true, but I've been on a hard, like, inspirational, I'm trying to get like inspirational shit in my algorithm. So like anytime something pops up. By the way, I love Theo Vaughn when he gets like inspirational. Is my favorite dude. Like
you don't want to know what my algorithm's feeding me.
It's
bad.
It's not good.
No.
I mean, I talk about my algorithm. Mine's a lot of pedophiles getting kicked in the face.
I get that too.
And I love that's a great algorithm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mine right now. Mine's Theo Vaughn positive vibes.
Excuse me, everybody.
Yeah,
this man came here to meet a 13-year-old boy.
We've been doing that shit to each other in
Walmart.
public.
Yeah.
On Snapchat. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. That's the one guy's name. Just Dr. Pepper's gonna get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine's a mix of pedophiles getting punched, Theo Vaughn, which he's got some great ones, and then David Goggins. You're gonna have to get up this morning and you're gonna need a prayer, motherfucker, or you're gonna need a miracle, and there ain't one coming. It's like, oh, you're right. I am a bitch. I gotta dust myself off. But it's like, you know, I watched one from Theo today. He was talking with somebody that was like one of them like life inspirational guys. Can't remember the guy's name, but he's like, it might not seem like it, but you're right where you need to be, where the pieces of your life that are building what your outcome's going to be. Right now, you're right where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It might suck where you're at, but like it relates kind of with your quote you wrote down. It's like, don't give up on the day because, you know, what's going to be, you know, it's like, you're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even though it could suck complete ass right now.
Yeah.
It will get better.
Yes.
You know, you just got to keep on trudging forward.
You got to give
like,
tomorrow a chance.
Yeah.
You got to.
And I'll be honest, the last 4 years of my life has been very weird. My dad passed away. That sucks. Obviously, the most like life altering thing I've ever had happen to me is my best friend. My son was born several months later. I have never said this on the podcast. I'm in the middle of a fucking divorce, about done with the divorce, but it's all good. I don't need anyone to bug me about it. I'm good. But it's just been the fucking up and down and all around and in your own head one day and out of it the next, and feel like a failure piece of shit on life the next. And then I got some guy on TikTok trying to ruin my brand that I've dedicated for 10 years. I'm like, I'm just about to start a fist fight, motherfucker.
Dude, life's a roller coaster, and thank God that we've got the group that we do to be able to sit down and talk about it. And we seldom bring up any like serious shit. I mean, we bullshit a lot. And
we try to make it an escape, you know?
But thank God we have each other when we do need it. And I'm sure you've got the same group with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I'm very thankful for my friends.
Yep.
They've been a sounding board for me, you know, just a set of ears, just to, you know, if I needed to get something off my chest, like I just can't hold it in. Like I've always said, or some other quote, but it's like, you're the average of your 5 closest friends.
Yep.
If you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of shitbags, you're a shitbag, more than likely.
I do believe
it's a good way to think.
So it's like, you know, sometimes, and
you guys are pieces of shit, but I love you.
right back at you, asshole.
I love my shit bags.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But guys need that. They need the, you know, that other male bond, like that, you know,
Totally.
we got to be surrounded with the bros. Like,
that's right.
And I'm kind of like in a different phase of life than with you. Like, you're in a phase of like a marriage ending. Like, I'm in a phase of a marriage just beginning. And it's like, I've got anxiety of like fearful of, you know, the what ifs, like, you know, like, is this gonna last? Like, you know, all the normal thoughts, the normal man thoughts. And it's like, it's a little scary.
But it goes into saying like, my life's not ending.
Yeah.
You know, is it less than ideal? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It sucks. Like but also the future's exciting.
For sure.
Like,
yeah.
But, you know, I'm not saying over the course of the last year, I haven't had days where I'm like, fuck me, what the fuck, you know? But things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I'm really like hard on that lately. It's like, it's exciting. What's going to happen? I don't know. But I'm alive.
Yeah.
And that's all. We're good.
Yeah.
You know?
There's so many times in my life where in the moment, and I've been able to pass this along to friends who have been dealing with like breakups and stuff like that. It's like, in the moment, you can't interpret what's up from down. Nothing makes sense in this moment. But there's been a lot of things that have happened in my life where I've been in that place where I'm like, I don't know what is happening. I have no idea what the hell's going on. But I get down the road and I look back on that time and I'm like, it happened because of this. Like, it makes sense now.
Yep.
At the
there
time,
was a reason it happened.
For sure. Like, at the time, I can't make any sense of it. But there's a day coming where I'll look back on it and it will make sense. And I've been through that enough And it's I know there's still a day coming where I'm going to be in the mess of like, what is like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I've like got to have faith that there's a day coming where I'll look back on it and I'll be like, okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
That's
for
a good
sure.
point.
It's the ebb and flow of life, man.
For sure.
It challenges you. But I'm glad we had that like mental health talk. I think it's good to do it.
Dude, it's good. Yeah, it's
good for the boys.
Okay.
Yeah, it is good for the boys.
Just hang in there, talk to your homies, reach out to somebody, reach out to us, reach out to whoever. Just don't.
I appreciate having a platform where I can show a little bit more of my colors. Because like, dude,
prison, the F word.
Prison, yeah. Like I'm
through it all.
You know, I'm a believer, right? And but just because I cuss, like that does. First off, I'm not a perfect human. Like, let's get that out there.
I'd like to. Well, actually, I don't even want to meet a perfect human. That would suck.
They'd be boring. It'd be. I probably wouldn't vibe with that guy, but I drink. I enjoy having adult beverages. I cuss pretty regularly. Should I work on it? Probably, but that doesn't make me a non-believer or a bad person.
Right.
You know, it's like that is a bit of I think unfair criticism we get, because like we do try to, you know, show faith in our videos, a component of it. And that's just us being genuine and real.
Yeah.
But if like we have an alcoholic beverage, like a beer, if Kendall's drinking a Coors Light in a video, or if, you know, something like that, it's like, we do get criticism. Like, how could you possibly, like, that's so unchristian of you.
Mark Drury's been in here and said the same exact thing.
Dude, it's like, again, that is not what makes you a Christian or not, is whether you drink or not, or whether you cuss or not. Like,
some of the biggest drinkers and biggest cussers I know are old Catholic ladies.
Love their old birds and love their old Coors Banquet. You know, like they do. Do they all drink Coors Banquet? No. I just feel like all the old like religious women I know, it's like they get Coors Banquet for whatever reason is what they drink. I don't know. Not that I know a bunch of old religious.
See, I'm not a casual drinker. Like I can't have like a beer at dinner, or like, you know, have a beer with the boys for lunch.
Yeah.
Like when I kind of open that door, like I'm kind of kicking it open. So like, if I'm gonna drink, I typically have like I'm never getting like, you know, like out of control, like blackout drunk.
You don't want to go to prison again.
No, I've served time. I'm not going back. But I'm kind of like, I drink on less occasions, but I make it count a little bit more when I do.
I like that.
I'm the same way.
When you let loose, you let loose.
Yeah.
We've I mean, it's no secret we like our beer and our Kill Bottle whiskey.
See, I'm not a beer guy. I don't know why. It like makes me feel like crappy.
The fact that we don't have a bottle of whiskey here,
but I can drink whiskey and vodka, no problem. Like, you know, that's what I enjoy drinking, is that more than.
Well, it's nice in hunting. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I will tell you, like, I'm taking a little hiatus starting today. I'm on my first, not because I'm like think I have like a big issue, but just for like health purposes. We got some hunts coming up, and so collectively the WCB crew's like, hey, we're just going to be a little more health conscious for a couple months, getting prepared for some hunts, and then maybe we can make it a habit. But I love beer.
I almost said something.
No, say it.
There it is.
You know what? I'm confiding in you guys.
Never knew you were a quitter.
Exhibit A. It's like, to bury that shit deep down and never let it out again.
But you know what? Honestly, you guys are a bunch of lushes, so it's kind of nice when you take a break, because I'm like, man, I can come up to the studio and not feel like I need to have a bourbon. I can actually feel good for my hunt coming up. I kind of like where we're going here.
Yeah, we're all bad influences on each other. Eric will roll in and be like,
yeah,
you want to have a lunch beer? I'm like,
I don't know.
Right.
You want to have?
We are the bosses, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem. Wait for Eric to get back here, and then we'll continue. I'm curious what we're about to talk about, what's on the screen, because I think I did the same thing.
It was something that I insinuated earlier, because this is the thing with podcasts. Like, sometimes you get out some really good stories and info like before you even start recording, and it's like, oh damn, I should have held that. But this isn't like some crazy good story, but we started to talk about it earlier, and I was like, put a pause on it. And then when you showed that, it reminded me. So I killed this deer on public land, and for the sake of just like trying to protect the resource, I never said the state. People guessed, and you know, this, that, or the other, and I just let them. I never corrected anybody. I never just, you know, just kind of whatever your guess is, whatever it is. Some people know where it is. I'd appreciate it if they wouldn't go advertising it. Again, just like protecting the resource.
Of course.
That is, and you actually stopped it on the perfect frame. That is a wrapper of gum.
Oh, it is.
I don't know what flavor or what brand of gum, but you can see it's like a spearmint.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's a spearmint
spearmint.
gum wrapper. So someone who I think they knew what state I killed it in, thought that I tagged it with a out of state tag to throw people off on what state I killed it in, and so they thought that I had. Because I guess a bordering state or something has a green tag.
Yeah.
And so they thought that I like falsely tagged it with this green tag to try and throw people off or to kind of lie about what state it was. But in reality, that was just I didn't have paper in my truck. It was like we found this gum cardboard kind of like piece of paper.
Yeah.
And so I wrote all the like the numbers, confirmation, all that stuff you needed. And then just like took paracord and tied it to the antler.
Yeah.
And it's like people read so much into the details of stuff. And then they start formulating all these like, stories and like.
Dude, that's crazy.
Some conspiracies.
Just conspiracies. Yeah.
I
And
think
so
the
it's
crazy.
like, no, that was just a gum wrapper. It's not that deep.
What I thought you were going to say, because it's wrapped up really good. And it's funny because when I killed my deer last year, I had
Jordan.
Yeah, I did this Batman suit. Where's the picture at? You can see in mine, I put 3 zip ties on it because in Illinois, there's just like the zip tie slot. We won't run one zip tie. And I'm like, this deer is just one of those deer that I'm going to be, the one time that it ever happens to me, the tag will fly off.
Yeah.
In the truck.
Yeah.
So I put 3 on it. And then when I got home, I took like an entire roll of electrical tape and wrapped up the zip ties and the tag. I'm like, it's just airtight in there now and
Dude,
it never falls.
it's tough to keep up with every state's rules.
Yeah.
Because every state's different, and it is our responsibility to
know the rules.
pay attention and know the rules. But I guarantee you, there's a day coming where I make an accidental mistake. Well,
with all the changes, it's kind of inevitable as much as we all hunt.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Honesty is key.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, like it happened to didn't like Leo Koski, like whatever, and he was just like
He mistagged.
Oops. Yeah, oops.
He put
no
the
big
wrong
deal.
He put
tag.
I don't remember. I think he might have put a doe tag on a buck or something like that. Like
Or
2
it's like
years
it-
ago.
Yeah.
Or was a true
landowner-
honest mistake.
Yeah, and he was just like, yeah, this happened.
I don't even want to say because I don't know if I know the story, but I thought it was like they had it tagged and then wanted to take a picture and just have it be clean without the tag.
That was a separate situation.
Yeah, that was another one.
Okay.
Because it was like in the back of the side-by-side without a tag on it.
Yeah, but like Lee is a good friend of mine, and like, dude, he is one of the most knowledgeable whitetail hunters and genuine like good person, good dude I've ever met.
Yeah, well, he's like an actual genius, isn't he? Like, isn't he like a?
He's
a
a genius for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. Especially like in the category of whitetails. But it kind of like emphasizes the point I make is like, again, in showing grace, like I'm sure I'll have a mistake at some point. I hope it doesn't blow up into this like, oh, he poached this buck, you didn't tag it. But it's like, a small, very innocent mistake that was made from Lee's been in the industry forever. It's like, it just happens. Like accidents happen, and it's not.
And even then, it's like in Illinois, there's a leg tag and an antler tag.
Yeah,
so
dude,
it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Even
Like,
if you tag the antlers, the first thing you do, whatever, and you go to take your photos in a different spot, and you get his leg tagged, and you take the antler tag off to not have it in the photos, like all the picture. I don't even think you need to, but I blurred out the tag info on it on my buck.
Yeah,
like when I posted to social media, I don't even know if it matters or not, but I just don't.
Dude, it's
what I mean?
It's an innocent mistake that inevitably like something like that, will like I remember. I think it was North Dakota. Like you have to tag the deer before you move it.
That's how Iowa is. Technically, you can't even pick up its head. Like from a legality standpoint.
Like if I kill this deer and I grab its antlers and pick its head up, like that's illegal.
Technically, by the law in Iowa,
It's a transportation tag.
Yeah, you can't move it.
Well, I always thought it was when you go to move it from its location.
So what happens if you were tagging it and accidentally moved it? Well,
you sneeze.
We got you, buddy.
Yeah, no. And that's one of those deals that like obviously depends on the DNR officer. If they want to be a real big prick about it, they could technically.
Well,
if they watch
and then there's a lot
it,
of states, some Western states, you don't have to have the tag on it during transport for risk of losing the tag. It's supposed to be on your person.
Yeah. Well, like my elk in Wyoming, you don't have to have the tag on the animal. You just have to have it notched in your possession if you're with the animal.
See, that makes sense if you're moving it.
But this is what's crazy to me too, is like, you know, so what would happen in like if, you know, say I tagged this deer and I forgot a confirmation number on it. Like I wrote all the numbers down, but I forgot a number. Like something wasn't correct and I drove it out of state.
Lacey Act.
Right. So is it like jail time and crazy fines?
A lot of it's just fines, I think.
You're going back to prison.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm comfortable in prison. I loved prison.
It's my home.
That's a crazy thing about Iowa is a lot of, and I think probably most states are this way, a lot of the regulations are kind of gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like baiting in Iowa, like you can't hunt over bait, but like you can feed and you can feed mineral. You're not supposed to within 15 days of the season, I think is what it is. But like I've had times where I follow the rules, like to a T, and I've found a guy where 25 yards away there's a mineral lick, and you could tell that he had cut a tree down to block the mineral lick during hunting season. And I called the DNR officer and blah blah blah, and he came out and he's like, "Well, I don't think I could get him just because the tree's blocking the shot to the mineral." But then you talk to another DNR officer and he'll say, "Well, you can't even technically shoot a deer on a trail going to the mineral lick."
Yeah, like 100 yards.
How do you know if he was on the trail going to the mineral?
Exactly, and that's what I mean.
But
It's
can't
all,
you feed, like, if you're not hunting a farm?
technically, yeah, I
feed 'em all
think you
year.
just can't feed. You just can't hunt
over it.
within. And that's the other thing. I don't think there's a set. I mean, everything I've ever been told is 200 yards. Don't hunt within 200 yards of it. But I don't think like in the regulations, there's actually like a no hunting within 200 yards. Every DNR officer I've always talked to has pretty much said, don't have feed on your farm. If you're going to be on the farm at all, just don't have feed on it.
Yeah, like, well, I've heard Tennessee that there's a baiting bill that will come into effect, I think in 2026.
To implement or remove it?
To implement it.
It's like a fee, right? You got to buy like a license.
It's not, and you have to buy a license to be able to feed. But I have to look it up, but I think that the baiting law right now is like 250 yards and out of sight. And so my question is like, all right, what if you had a 251 yard food plot and you put a feeder at 251
put a piece
yards
of plywood
and you
up.
put a piece of plywood covering the feeder? Like, is that all of a sudden legal?
It's
like,
checking the boxes
by
of
the regulations, I would say yes.
There's a lot of gray areas. I think
that gets real tough.
Oh yeah,
really tough.
See, in Illinois is like, I wish I could feed in the off season. I'm glad there's not baiting in Illinois.
Can you not even feed in the off season
at all? You're not. But everybody, I bet you, if you walk through the woods in Illinois, there's a salt lick.
There's not a farm in Illinois that doesn't have a salt lick.
You can't do mineral or anything.
No,
dude.
Salt.
I literally, because I've told you, like, when this podcast is over, we're gonna go check a spot that I have out here.
They're like 3 hours, 4 hours away.
I don't even know how far it is, but
it's a jaunt.
I was thinking I could just go buy a bag of corn and a mineral and just like take inventory in the summer of what's around.
Nope.
Obviously, I
you
would
can
have
buy
researched.
it in Illinois. You just can't use it.
They sell it.
Yeah, you can buy it.
Yeah, you can go to the farm store down the road and buy it. You just can't put it out.
I would have researched it before I did it, but I was just assuming like that it wasn't a problem. I think Michigan is a state like that too, where you can't do any off season, like nothing, period.
Yeah.
But yet, if you
can
go
buy it
to
at
every single store, there's like minerals and corn and like
that's why so many. I mean, I can pull up any outfitter's Facebook, and there's just a big velvet buck in the middle that was Woods licking his lips for 25 minutes. Like
the math ain't mathing.
Everyone does it. I don't. Because I can't afford to.
We can't. Like,
there's too many people watching.
People that really know us, that spend time with us, like they know that like there is no gray. It is black and white. It's not worth the risk of like kind of tarnishing everything from,
one bullshit
thing. One stupid thing.
Mineral
like,
block.
we take it to like the extremes of like if it's even close to not doing it by the book, it's like we don't even consider it.
Yeah,
it's like you just kind of have to tread like that.
The gray area for us is don't do it.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. I would agree 1,000%.
Which is like, Right. That's just the cost of war for us.
For sure. Well, you're being looked at with under a microscope, basically. Yep, it's like even things you're doing correctly are already being like
people are already mad at you for doing things right.
Yeah, right. True. So imagine if like you gave them an inch, they will take a mile.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So it's like there is no room for mistakes.
What is that noise I keep hearing?
Eric's like a chair.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I thought it was a motorcycle driving by.
I thought it was somebody's stomach, and then I'm watching Eric. I'm like, it's a chair.
I didn't even notice it.
Fucking Eric.
God damn, it's always my fault.
Oh, well, we got to break in that convo. We wanted to give you a bottle of our whiskey, Kill Bottle whiskey.
Dude.
So
thank you.
There's right
this is
now.
Y'all's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Lead Rock Distiller in Wisconsin does it up, and yeah, we met them guys up there, and they're awesome people. And so yeah, got our own deal. And so right now, whenever this launches, so it's unavailable right now, except if you're at Anglers Haven Resort in Hayward, Wisconsin. He actually makes cocktails with it.
He makes a delicious old fashioned with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he's got some ice cream drinks with Kill Bottle whiskey in it.
Yep.
We're shooting for fall. I think September 1st. It's Kill Bottle whiskey is going to relaunch as season 2 with possibly a new look.
That's what I've been hearing.
Pretty excited. But
maybe not.
We've drank a lot of it.
Thoroughly field tested it.
It field tested, yes.
Yeah.
Field tested. The week that whiskey launched, I killed both those deer I showed you.
Really?
That was a pretty exciting week for me.
So drink it right before you hunt.
Yes, yes. Drink all of it. Yeah. Fall out of the
kind of
tree.
gray area there.
It's a gray area. The gray area. So no.
Can get really gray.
We'll let you decide. But it's pretty good. We drink it.
I do have a question, unless you're going
go
some
ahead.
certain direction.
I'll follow you up. I had a direction.
I want to hear because I've got one asking for permission story that is wild. I want to hear your wildest. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of them.
I
but
like the cougar story already.
There's got to be one that
one.
just stands out.
We could talk for the whole time about that
crazy stories.
The one that, and I've told this before, but the one that stands out the most to me, and it still is unsettling to this day, and it happened probably 6 years ago. I wasn't even asking for hunting permission. I was shed hunting, which shed hunting in the suburbs is like really tough because you're dealing with usually smaller properties, and you got to door knock on a bunch of people's houses to be able to. You can't just go freely walk around, and but normally it's actually a lot of I do a lot of damage that time of year getting hunting permission, because like 9 times out of 10, probably even more than that, when I door knock on someone to say, hey, I'm looking for deer antlers, they think it's super cool, and they have no problems with it at all. Very rarely does someone say no. And I kind of use that as a segue into, well, maybe they get a little comfortable with me on this conversation, sort of feel them out on the hunting, and sometimes it leads into hunting permission. So I do a lot of shed hunting, and it's almost an excuse to just like talk to landowners and get in the door that way. So this was like 6 years ago. So I was door knocking, asking for shed hunting permission, and I'd parked at a buddy of mine's house, and I'd walked his property out, and so I walked to his neighbor, and I'm knocking on the door, and I saw him inside. I saw people walking around.
Yeah.
So I know they were home. So I walk up, knock on the door, step back, and again, like I try to dress like I'm part of the community, and I'm not dressing up like in a collared shirt that would look anything like I'm trying to sell.
Yeah, you're not like dressed up like a Jehovah's Witness
for
or something.
Sure. Yeah. Like I honestly have a better success rate at getting people to answer the door by dressing down a bit, because it's like someone who's selling pest control is not going to show up in flip flops,
Right. Yeah.
So, something like that. So
real casual
for sure. So that's kind of how I'm dressed, is like just jeans and a t-shirt kind of deal, but like I'm also not dressed like a hobo.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So, anyways, I see him inside. I knock on the door. I step back, and I'm like waiting, because I always step way back from the door. And they didn't answer, and I was like, well, maybe they didn't hear me, or maybe sometimes when I'll ring the doorbell, people's doorbells don't work. So I always try to listen when I ring the doorbell. I didn't hear it, but sometimes people also have like a toned down doorbell. It's not like super obvious to hear. So like I hit the doorbell and I was like, maybe their doorbell doesn't work. So then I went back up after a second of standing back from the door to knock because I knew they were home, and knock, step back, just kind of standing there. And again, like no answer. And I was like, well, I guess they don't want to answer the door. So I walked back to my buddy's property where I parked my car. And I think I asked his other neighbor. 5 minutes go by and cop car pulls up at the place that I had just knocked. And so I start to walk. I was like, of course they're here. They're here for me.
Back to prison.
I've been to prison. I'm not afraid to go back. So I go walking back, and the cop, kind of walks towards me, and I was like, hey, I assume this is about me. And he was like, oh, Lee? I was like, I watch all your videos, man. He's like, I started hunting in my backyard because of y'all's videos. I was like, yeah, it's cool, man. So
that helped.
Yeah, for sure. So we start kind of chatting a bit, and the old man was like standing in his driveway with another cop, and the old man said, well, I guess based on how y'all are laughing, like things are okay. I was like, yeah. Anyway, the cop was like, yeah, it's fine. So I walk over there, and the cop was like, come talk to this guy or whatever. And so I was like, hey, I'm friends with your neighbor. I was just seeing if I could walk around and look for deer antlers. And he was like, son, you need to be careful knocking on people's door dressed up all, kind of sketchy like that. And again, like, I don't know why people make fun of me for my clothes or whatever, but
it's a recurring thing.
It happened to me in prison. So
Seek One needs better merch, brother.
So this old guy continues to tell me. He says he's like, son, you didn't know this, but when you came up the second time and knocked on the door, he said I had my pistol pulled on you. So there's like the door, and then there's like glass windows on the side.
Yeah.
So he basically told me that like on the side of the door that he had his pistol pulled out and pointing it at my chest.
Oh my God.
As I'm door knocking on it. And he said that he was like really nervous and was, shaking, had his finger on the trigger.
Good Lord.
And was deciding whether or not to pull the trigger. And he said just about the moment that he decided like what he was going to do was when I walked back.
That guy's a pussy.
And so I jumped all over him. Like I'm not afraid to kind of stand up for myself in situations with strangers. I've actually gotten permission several times because people will say something outlandish like, if I find you back here, I'll kill you. And then I'll chirp back at them and be like, hold on, who's the one that's being crazy right now? You just said you'd kill me. I'm here to knock on your door to have a conversation with you about hunting. Like this isn't that great. Like
right.
So it kind of
it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. It kind of like checks them for a minute.
Yeah.
Where they kind of tone it down and being like, oh, okay, all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
So anyways, I chirped at this guy and I basically was like, what would you tell my parents? What would you tell my dad? What would you look my mom in the eye after you shot and killed me for knocking on your door? What if I was your neighbor and I was locked out of the house or I lost my phone and I just needed help?
Yeah.
Right.
Like you're gonna kill me for knocking on your door. What are you gonna tell my mom? And he just like, he literally was just like stunned, didn't know what to say. And then the cop basically kind of chimed in too and was like jumping all over him as well. But that one to me, like, dude, like
that was seconds away. You never know what could happen.
This far away from getting shot in the chest and like probably would have died.
Making a poor decision.
Just for knocking on a door.
Just for knocking on a door. So like, dude, that one is like really stuck with me for a long time. And whenever I go knock on a door now, every single time, it's in the back of my mind.
Oh, it's got to be.
And if I get like a gut feeling or a bad feeling, like in any way, I'll just turn around and leave because to me, I'm like, it's not worth it.
Right. Not at all.
Right.
A deer's not worth dying over. And
no.
So I listen to my gut on that. And there's been a lot of times where I've turned around and like I've parked, walked halfway to the door and turned right back and got into my truck and just like left.
Well, the vibe wasn't right. I'll tell you this, man, the balls you have for walking through some of the little timber patches and stuff when there's like, less than ideal people around.
Crackheads.
Yeah. You said it, but it's, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like that, I'm not scared of the woods at night. I'm scared of humanized things in the woods at night.
Yeah.
Or just really at that point, any time of day. But, I could be in the middle of the mountains. I'm fine. I run into an old creepy log cabin in the middle of the mountains. I'm like, ooh,
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Yeah. So I give you got balls for that stuff, dude.
The most sketchy situation I've ever had was not in a suburban or city area. It was in rural North Dakota on a Sunday morning. And I've told this story before, and it's a really long story. And I won't bore y'all with the whole thing, but it was like we were on just a dirt road, the middle of nowhere, like literally middle of nowhere, North Dakota. I mean, it's rural, nothing around. Pulled up this tree line because there was a stand we had been hunting, and I wanted to go pull it and move it. So we pull off on the side of the road. I'm in a rental car. I'm with my buddy who's filming, and then my other buddy who's local. He was in the back seat, and this like truck starts pulling down. It's like 7 a.m. or like early, and truck stops, and this guy had been out drinking all night. He'd been doing drugs all night, and he basically like. The first thing he said was he was telling us how like this was all of his land. It's like, dude, I know it's not. Like there's a lot of different landowners here, and then we've spoken to a handful of them. Like, you don't own. He's like, I own it as far as you can see all the land. It's like, okay, first off, no, you're lying. And then he stops mid sentence and is like, oh, I see in your eye, you recognize me. And he's like, I remember his name. I'm not gonna say it. But he's like, I'm blank, like world famous rapper. Like I'm known all over the world for my rap. I can see it in your eyes. You guys recognize me.
Did you actually, or is he just crazy?
No, he's just crazy. No, he's just crazy.
I have no idea who this guy is.
I mean, fast forward to what we know now. This guy has a horrible rap sheet.
Like he's a bad rapper, or I'm kidding.
Probably
poor
both.
joke. Yeah, bad joke.
This guy's actually been to prison.
Yeah, okay,
like multiple times.
Yeah,
maybe not like I have, but
right. He's done his time.
Yeah. So, anyways, he then like stops after that and was like, "Get the F out of the car." I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah.
He said it's disrespectful to not shake a man's hand. And it's happened so long ago, I kind of forget the exact wording, but he's like, it's disrespectful to not like step out and shake a man's hand. So he's like, get the f- out of the car. And we're like that's when it kind of got real. We were like, holy crap, like this is like a situation now. So like, get out and shake his hand. And I could see he has a knife on him, and he was telling us how he was like shooting stuff with his pistol out of his window earlier, something like that. So like he insinuated he had a gun too. He starts to tell us how he has been to war and like killed all these people over there, and how many people he's killed, and it means nothing to him to like kill somebody. And he was like, I could kill all of y'all right now and like bury you in this tree line, and nobody would find you. And then it's like, all right, dude, this is getting like really like not cool.
Yeah,
and like you can see in his eyes, dude, he's just not there. And then
he's intoxicated,
for sure. And he was a big dude too. He's like probably 6'3", like thick, big dude.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about his plan that he has to murder his ex-girlfriend. And like, dude, it got bad. Like it got really, and I like,
gosh,
I was trying to keep the situation like calm and cool, like because, and I actually did a podcast with Bill Thompson after this, and Bill's a veteran. He's a lot of training. And he's like, for the people out there that were saying they would have done this, oh, we beat the shit out of that guy. It's like, no, you wouldn't have. Like you think you would have done something, but when you're actually in a situation like that, you are just like responding and figuring out as you go. Like it's almost a bit paralyzing of like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say almost frozen in the moment. Really.
Bit. Yeah. And his advice was like, get off of X. Like if you're in the danger zone, get off the first chance you get out of that situation. The longer you're in that situation, the more your likelihood goes up for something to happen.
Right.
Anyway, I'll maybe get to that later, but he just like put us in this situation where he made it clear we were not free to leave. Like we were like, all right, we need to go. He's like, you're not leaving. Like, I'm not letting y'all go. And it got really, it got very tense.
Yeah, I bet.
In the middle of nowhere.
It got to the point where I thought for sure that it was because it was me and two of my buddies, and then this guy. And it got so intense. I was like, we're gonna have to fight this guy to the death right now.
Right.
Like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
To that point.
For sure. Like, we're one step away.
How long ago was this?
3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was like I just remember it getting to that place where I'm like, we're gonna have to fight this guy.
Yeah.
I can see the knife he has in his pocket. Like, and I'm sitting here being like, one of us is getting stabbed, at least.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's big, you know. I was like, he's clearly on something else. Like, dude, like, this is bad.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I was like convinced. It's like, we're gonna have to fight this guy, and but like, again, like, trying to kept de-escalating the situation to find a point to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
And it's not like I had a chance to talk to my buddies about this either. Like, hey,
you weren't like giving them
this is what we're going to do.
signals.
Yeah, it's like we can't talk to each other to figure out what we're going to do. It's just like, so there's no communication happening. But in my head, that was my plan, was like, keep it cool, find an opportunity to get out of here and take it. But I haven't told my buddies that. They don't know what the plan is. So we do try to make efforts to leave. He wouldn't let us. Again, he like insinuated he had a gun. We can see the knife. And then he basically makes my buddy, who's a local there, drive him back to his house, because he's like, oh, I've got deer at my place. Like, y'all are coming back with me.
Jesus Christ.
And we're still sitting there like, dude, what do we do? Like, you know, if we tell this guy, like, hey, dude, we're not coming, like, it's going to escalate the situation.
Yeah.
And so we were just like kind of going along. There was a moment where he was like pissing out of the back corner of the truck, and my buddy was like in the truck, and my camera guy was in the car with me, where I was like, you know, nodding my head like, dude, let's go, like hop in and try to peel out of there.
Yeah.
But it was like a brief moment.
Window.
And then the guy was like done pissing and got in the car and like made my buddy drive. So we're sitting there following.
So your buddy's in the car with them?
Mm-hmm. He made him drive.
Oh shit!
Oh,
so we're sitting there following him back to his house, and
but this dude rolled up in his car while he was driving.
Yeah,
and then makes your buddy drive it.
Yeah,
weird. Yeah. Okay.
So my buddy, I know this after, but like my buddy was like he was a soon to be dad. So he was like trying to humanize himself, because, and this is what Bill told me, is like, a lot of people in that mindset, they don't look at you as humans. So like, you want to try and like humanize yourself, where they kind of make that connection of like, oh, this is another human being I'm talking to. This is not just an object.
Just a stranger. You have no idea. Yeah.
So my buddy was like talking about his, you know, how he's about to be a dad, and how he's like excited and it's going to be a boy, and just like, you know, trying to like sort of like have this guy have some sentiment towards him. And, you know, he kind of got this situation calm, but like, I'm following this guy, I'm calling Bill as it's happening. Bill like didn't believe me when I was telling him what was happening. And I remember also in my head, like we followed him, and he drives behind this barn at his place. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is getting even worse. He's like trying to lure us behind a barn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I almost grabbed my bow, put my release on, and was like about to knock an arrow and draw it on this guy, and basically be like, this is what's going to happen, is we're going to get in our car and leave, or I'm going to shoot you with this broadhead.
Yeah.
It got close to like, maybe this is what I should do.
Holy shit.
And then when my buddy hops out of the car, he like immediately gave us a signal of kind of like it's cool. So we're like trying to keep it cool. And then I start talking to the guy, and my two buddies like had a slight side combo. Dude, this guy snapped. Like dude, he snapped.
Because they were talking?
He snapped and was like, that's dishonest talk, like, and just like blew up. And that was shit. Dude, it was just so touch and go of like, you're keeping it cool. Like, one little thing goes wrong, and this like, dude, this guy just becomes someone
who knows?
Yeah, who knows, right? You know, we don't know him at all. And again, we found out a bunch later on like all the stuff he's done. I think he's still in jail because he was fleeing the country for actually trying to kill his girlfriend.
Like he said he was going to do.
Yeah, like he said he was going to do. Called the cops. I think he stole a car and was fleeing towards Canada, and they caught him and arrested him. And he had a a bunch of other previous charges for, I can't remember what it's called, but it's similar to kidnapping, where it's like taking people against their will.
Which is what happened to you
exactly.
guys.
It's exactly what happened to us.
Yeah.
So anyways, this guy like goes into his house and makes my buddy go inside with him. This guy like grabs a rifle and like brings it outside, and my buddy's like trying to get it away from him. Like I even told the guy like,
holy shit,
there was like golf clubs out there, and we like started hitting golf balls. Like, oh, I bet you can't hit that. Just like trying to distract him to get him like his mind on something else. And there was a pistol on the kitchen counter, and so we like distract this guy with like hitting golf balls or whatever, and he like goes back inside, and the second he walked inside, I looked at him. I was like, "We're going right now."
Yeah.
Me and my buddy got back to the truck, and my other buddy who lived out there like poked his head back inside to try and see what the guy was doing, and he said the pistol was not on the counter anymore, so like he had it, and so he just like took off running and got like dove in the car, and we peeled off, and he like came running out of the door, and we got out of there before he even had a chance to like run to his truck.
Holy shit, dude!
But we found out after that he had all of these charges for I'd have to look up what it was, but it's like a step under kidnapping.
Yeah, how many times has he done that exact thing?
A lot.
Other hunters are like just.
Yeah, imagine if you're by yourself.
I think a lot.
Imagine a teenage girl takes a wrong turn and he like, shit like that.
Right.
But my buddy who lived out there called a couple buddies and was like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And they're like, "Dude, whoa, what are you doing with that guy?" And he was like, he hadn't even told the story. He just said the guy he called was like, "That guy is crazy, like he's bound to kill somebody." And he like, you need to stay away from him at all costs. Like, I don't care what stay away from him. And then he told him this story, and he was like, "Dude, you guys are lucky that you got away from that situation. Like people have been saying it for years. Like he's going to kill someone."
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I think he got caught like implementing this plan to kill his girlfriend. And that's why he's in jail now, is because of like all of that deal or whatever.
Dude, yeah. See, that's crazy.
Man, I thought mine was crazy, and I just sat on a couch next to a naked dude.
I've done that too. that's like a normal Friday.
That's like a normal Friday.
It's like every weekend for me, brother.
It makes you think twice before you knock on the door.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'll
Holy
just
shit.
stick to the public ground and the land that we own, and I'll be fine with that.
Oh my.
But that's the thing, is that situation happened like where you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
And then when I told that story on a podcast, I got so many messages from people telling their own stories.
Oh, man.
And it was insane. Like the stories of that came out of like some guy leased up this property, and this one guy had been trespassing on it since he was a kid, so he treated it like it was, or felt like it was his property.
Yeah.
I've heard that kind of story a lot of times.
That guy ended up getting killed, the one who leased the property, because he kept running into this guy.
That happened up in Wisconsin too, near Jordan's area. There was the people owned the ground, and there was a guy hunting it, and they caught him trespassing, killed 5 people out of this family on their own ground.
Well, didn't Jay Gregory get shot when he was hunting a property that he had permission on, and there was somebody trespassing on it, and they shot him?
Yep.
I think I remember
that.
something like that. I don't remember the details, but
What's the naked guy story?
yeah, you got to.
It wasn't.
You have my attention.
So this farm, it's like right off a big timber tract. It's like the closest ag with a few finger draws, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a gold mine, And it's like a half-mile driveway, and I drive down this driveway, pull in, walk up, knock on the door, and all I hear is, "Come on in." And it's Southern Iowa old boy, I had kind of known who the guy was just because I knew some people in the area, and they were all like, "Oh yeah." I talked to a couple of them. They're like, "Yeah, he's harmless. He might let you hunt."
Yeah.
So I go knock on the door. "Come on in." And door is here, and there's a recliner here, 2 recliners side by side, and then a couch. So I come around, turn the corner, and I walk in, and he's like, "Come sit down." So I turn the corner, and I sit in the second recliner, and I look over, and he's just in a robe, fully open. And he's on the phone, and he's like, "Just give me a second. I'm on let me finish my phone call."
Just dick
So
out.
I'm sitting just fully naked. The robe's not even on him hardly.
And you're just sitting there.
Because I'm already like, by the time I glance over, I'm on my way to sit down. And I'm just like, I sit down, and I'm like, oh,
all right.
Fuck.
What if he said, "So how bad you want to hunt?"
Yeah. The worst part is, he didn't give me permission to hunt. So I endured all that.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
I bet I sat there for 10 minutes while he was on the phone, and I was just sitting there looking straight forward. And he gets off the phone. He goes, "How's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's going."
That's the kind of guy that I feel like you would normally get permission from.
Yeah,
like
well,
don't really care
he ended
about
up
much,
he leased his ground out to hunt.
Okay.
He said if I didn't lease it, I'd let you go. But I'm like,
Holy smoke.
He's like, I can call the guys and see if they care. They only shotgun hunt, and I'm like, nah, I don't need to come.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think this farmer is that good.
No, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Joe Dirt, great movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
One of the best.
Such an underrated movie.
Classic.
The stuff they say in that movie, you could never get away with today.
No, most movies from that era, too. You know, it's like
What I heard about you and that Buffalo Bob character?
Nothing happened.
That's not what I heard.
That is a good fucking movie.
Oh man.
All right, I got to ask you too. Like, first of all, that I don't have any encounters with kidnappers or naked old men.
I've had guns pulled on me, but nothing to that.
Dude, I'm
extent.
never door knocking again.
Dude.
No, my
Sketchy.
craziest story that I have, and I won't tell the full story, but like because I've told it before, is almost getting shot by the crossbow guy.
Yeah.
That's my craziest wood story. A guy was in a ghillie suit, hunting on a property line. I was walking out without a headlamp. I was mobile hunted, so I did a hanging hunt, and I had my stand on my back and stuff. And they heard me walking because I was going real slow just to slip out of there. And I see this like Sasquatch figure stand up, like it's pretty much dark, but I could still see him like movement. And I came out of my fucking skin, man. He's like, I almost shot you. So he had his scope on me when I walked out on the field edge, and he was on the neighbors illegally
Shooting
hunting
crossbows.
the piece I was on, and I never went back there. I never went back to that property ever again. But I want to talk about like 200-inch deer, because we every now and again the fun conversation gets brought up, like who in the hunting world has the most 200-inch deer that are known, right? There's some like there's always that guy in his basement who's got a bunch that no one ever knows about. But it's like we talk like Mark Jury's killed quite a few. Stan Potts has got I don't know how many. There's some killers out there that have a bunch. How many do you have?
4.
4.
Yeah.
That's impressive as fuck. But you probably like deer 180 plus has got to be like. I mean, maybe you don't have a number. I'm just for fun.
I don't know the number. I'd have to count them out. But it's
that's when you know you got enough.
Yep, we got to think about it.
That's right. Yeah,
not a bad thing.
You're doing all right.
It's one of those weird things where like score matters, but it also doesn't too. Like
it gives you a reference.
It's fun, and it's fun to know the score, but and sure, like you want to kill a high scoring deer, but like if a deer scored 199 versus 200, like it's not going to mean less.
No, 100%. Does the number 200 kind of annoy you a little bit for that reason?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe not. I do think it is. It's kind of like the 10-pound bass. Like, everyone wants to catch a double-digit bass.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of maybe what I would compare it to. But I don't look at it like, oh, I only consider this season a success if I kill another 200-inch deer. Like, right. I don't look at it that way at all.
Right. I think it's what's fun about the number 200. It's just so hard to get to.
For sure.
That it's cool when someone's got multiple of them.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, like after. I'm kind of burnt on the score thing. Like I like the questions are fun and stuff, but it's like I don't know now. I've entered a bunch of deer in Pope and Young lately, and I don't know if I'm going to enter anymore.
I don't know if I have any entered.
A lot like Waddell, I don't think has any entered, and he was like a spokesperson for Pope and Young for a long time.
Yeah.
Which do it or don't. At this point,
I might have a couple. Because like there was a GON back home in Georgia, there was like this truck buck contest, and it was like if your buck was the highest scoring buck of that week, you got entered into this like competition to shoot to win a truck. So you had to like get them officially scored and entered like that way.
Mm-hmm.
I actually won the truck one time doing that, which was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you actually? Was it like a brand new truck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brand new truck.
1984 Chevy.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be even better.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He has a clean ass square body. That'd be better than a new one.
But no, I mean, I do have a buddy that is like an official. I think he's an official Pope and Young or Boone and Crockett. I don't know which one, but he's an official scorer.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever like I get one exactly measured. Like I'll have him do it.
Yeah.
But I've watched him do it enough where like I do it, and it's like I'm not getting it, exact, but I'm getting it within an inch.
Totally. Yeah.
And so if I want to know the exact score, I'll have my buddy kind of exact do it. But like, I can get it close enough.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. Someone told me recently I should enter them, but I just haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it supports the club, but
I could totally be talked into it. I'm probably uneducated in that, like the benefits of it.
I'm back and forth with like Pope and Young and Boone. I'm in support of them for sure. But I'm a measure, and then it's like I'd have it entered them, and then our good buddy Bucky, he's like, once you enter all of them, so I had him come down, and he just measured all my deer and entered them for me, and then I kind of got cooked. Cooked is an overstatement, probably. I got a little bit annoyed on that deer that I showed you in here, that like the score just getting thrown around, and then it's like, I think it's the internet negativity. It's like, that don't score that. It's that, and then I'm just like, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I don't even know if I'm going to say scores anymore.
Yeah,
you definitely open up the can of worms to you post the score of people saying like, that deer don't score this, that, or the other. So
yeah, definitely. Ross killed it like 100, and I can't remember what we measured it at.
192,
something like that. And there's a guy got all worked up about that deer's 170 at best. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, like that deer had so much trash. It's like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to know everything he grew and what he goes.
Yeah,
it's not.
Oh, I'm not gonna not measure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's gonna get measured, but it's fun.
This is what's crazy is the deer I killed in Ohio this past year. He lost 25 inches.
That's crazy.
And like that deer, when you hold him, like pictures do not do that thing justice.
When you picked his shed up, you could get a feel for how big he was. Like picking the shed up.
It's like it's not even a whitetail. Like it's like it's something else.
Well, he's got, I mean, he scores a lot, but his frame is so massive. He doesn't have a lot of non-typical inches. It's all in frame.
Yeah.
And like we were talking, he has short fours, so he's basically a huge 8-pointer.
I forgot what he scored or kind of what I had taped him out as an 8, but it was over 190, I think.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
But that deer, I think the year before, because he broke some stuff off, I measured him at 223, just his sheds, and I'm guessing
as he was sitting, or if everything would have been there.
No, as he was.
Jeez.
And I'm guessing spread. I think I gave him like an 18-inch spread, something like that. But he, based on trail camera pictures, he broke off like 17 inches, 15-ish inches of antler.
It's insane.
So he was ballpark 240 the year before.
Holy.
And he was 212 that year.
What are your 4 200s?
So I've got a right at 200 from Georgia. I've got a 208 from Georgia, and then I've got a 212 and a 215.
Holy smokes!
So the last 2 years, right? Kimbo and that one, and then
Thor, Kimbo.
What's the
this
big
one?
frame one? Zeus. Was that his name?
Yeah.
That deer is badass, dude.
The thing's
And then
insane.
Look at the mass up in the
one?
tines.
That, like, I wish I could have him here to look at, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It's just different. Like, this is kind of a different arena, but like the whitetail like collectors world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna probably do a 2 or 3 part video series here in the next few weeks of like going to see the most legendary bucks of all time. So like the hole in the horn buck, the buck called the General. Like, have y'all seen the sheds off the General?
Yep.
It just sold for over $1 million.
Did you see that?
I don't know
about that.
That they shaved the point. Yeah. But I'm getting access to go see those, and so I'm kind of doing this like little mini tour of like going to see just the most legendary bucks that have ever walked the planet. But I was talking to a couple like collectors about.
Is this it?
That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's if it would have.
looks so unreal.
It's basically the world
fake,
record
doesn't it?
typical.
They shaved points off his G2s.
Was it a 2s that the little
I don't
kickers
know
were
what
off the
point it
side?
was off of. But it was just sold for a 7-figure amount.
Oh my god.
He is the most impressive looking whitetail, the most
There's no
impressive
question.
looking typical.
Yeah, there's no question. But I was talking to just some of these like antler collectors, and I think the weight of sheds is like relevant.
Yeah, very.
And I weighed them, and it was like they were like 9.5, not each, but like the total is like 9.5 pounds, I think. Dude, they're so, and that's with broken stuff off.
To get a shed over 4 pounds is astronomical.
It's crazy.
Let alone 5.
It's crazy. Like the amount of weight and just like sheer size is unreal.
I can't imagine that, but this, I mean,
but it doesn't look it. Like, I mean, it looks big or whatever, but like until you actually put your hands on it, it's like a different whitetail.
How long were his twos?
I think one was 16.
Those beams, dude, are just nuts. What are they, 30?
I think they were right just shy of 30.
Really?
But look, like his 1.4 is like an inch or two. I mean, that thing, you're basically looking at a 200-inch 8-pointer.
I probably do need to get that one like legitimately
taped up.
Yeah, because like I would love to know what he is officially as an 8.
Yeah,
because it's
insane.
It's
pretty incredible. The first thing you pointed out was the Geierbuck replica on the skull that looks insane, but like that deer has the same stature, if not a more impressive look than the Geierbuck does. Like that deer's got the mass and the beams, a lot of unaccounted for antler growth.
I mean,
I think the thing you don't notice on that one too is the mass, like how heavy it really is.
I mean, look at the mass all the way in the end of the beams.
Look at the twos.
Yeah, look at his hand by the 2. You know,
that buck was legit a 300 plus pound animal. Like no question about it. I wish I had a scale to weigh it, because I love whitetails. I'm fascinated by them. Like the weight of their body to me is almost as curious as like, what does he score? You know,
well, he had to have some way to hold up the fucking rack.
No shit.
Well, he's proportional. Like his body was proportional to his antler size, and it's like that. Those antlers are on like a small cow. Like it's so it does throw the size off a bit because he's such a big bodied deer. But when you like, I'm telling you, if y'all ever find yourself in Atlanta, like by all means, you're welcome to come over and like see the things. It's nuts.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Dude,
I wish I would have known that when we went to Africa, because we had a 12-hour layover there.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Y'all could have come over.
I texted T-Bone.
I did too.
It's like, hey, I'm in Atlanta for 12 hours. Did he do the same thing to you?
I'm like, is there anything to do? He's like, I wouldn't go outside the airport.
Don't. The airport is like a rare safe zone where like you at least know everyone there doesn't have guns. If you go outside the airport, like good luck. It's the wild, wild west.
Out there killing bucks in Zone 6 or whatever the rappers always talk about in Atlanta. Dude, yeah.
I was, you know, I don't know any of the legitimacy of this, but I've heard just like over the years that maybe in certain areas there's like high fence genetics that have gotten out, and it's like maybe that's why this area has bucks of this caliber. It's like there's still that gene. It's like I have no idea how you.
Well, didn't parts of Georgia have like import deer from the Midwest in certain areas?
Yeah. That's why like the gene pool in those metro counties is different than like a lot of the other state.
They're not like southern deer in a lot of them spots. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the high fence deal, I've worked with high fence in my job feed wise, and I've asked them before, and they're like, we're not saying they get out, but we're saying that sometimes we find fawns in pens that they're not supposed to be in.
Yeah.
So
dude, there was I probably shouldn't say that. Revealing too much info.
and if you look back at like a lot of the really big deer in history, significantly, or not significantly, what's the word I'm looking for? Ironically, they're
close to
within realm of a high fence farm.
I'll tell y'all what I was going to say. So there was a cemetery in Atlanta, and it's not a big deal, but like, or big secret or whatever, but like apparently I was told by the owner that there were people that were finding fawns that were like being laid in their fields and stuff, and they were taking the fawns and like transporting them to their farms because they wanted like these genetics, Atlanta genetics, like on their farm. So like they were trying to capture fawns, you know, around these metro counties and like transport them out to like other places. But
you know,
I wouldn't even think to do that.
Well, no, but you can't put any of that past people because that shit people will do.
For sure.
You know, it's
not
like
a question.
Of all the crazy shits, like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that.
You look at some of these places that just consistently, I mean, kill 2 teens and higher deer on a like, why, you know, I'm not non-urban. I see several 200-inch deer in urban every year. But you go outside of that in the country and you see these places where you're in the middle of nowhere and these people are consistently every year having or killing 200-inch deer. And like, yes, they're feeding. Yes, they control a big block of ground. But it's like, you can't tell me that at some point, maybe not them, they did something of that sort.
Like
to have
imported genetics or something. Like that.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I know it can happen, but like, there's some areas
He's
that
talking
it's like,
shit to you right in front of your face. You gonna take that?
We'll settle it after.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, like
have a Donnybrook in front of the
Now you gotta fight Doug and Lee.
I don't know. It just seems like some of those that consistently within 3 neighbors, they're killing like 220s plus every year. It's like,
I know what you're saying. I do think probably what gives, I don't know, people some credit to stand on. It seems like the more you learn about certain people that killed like ultra mega giants in certain circumstances, you're like, oh yeah, there was a fun, he did this that was maybe more in the gray areas of things. Right. But
I think the one thing is, being my nutrition background, I think it, I could be contradicting myself here, but they're feeding, not during the season and giving those deer the optimal nutrition they need. That very well could be the reasoning behind it too.
Yeah.
But
is there a way to know? Like, I don't know the answer to that. Is there a way to run a DNA test on a deer that's
I'm
killed?
sure.
Because, like, for example, that buck you took a picture of at the show, like, what if there weren't pictures out there from that farm?
The Wisconsin buck.
And is there a way that they can kind of verify, like, no, this was a free range whitetail versus a,
It almost makes you think with, like, because the reason why that's a big deal, some people might be like, that's not a big deal. That dude is... he's committing fraud because that's going to put a value on that deer. It's just like if you claim you have the world record and it's not, and that's fraud. Like, that's not good. But you would think they'd almost make a lot of these like high fence or genetic breeders or whatever almost like register their DNA to have like, I don't know how, but you know what I mean?
Think I think they do.
There's something along the lines
and I think that would be the only way to do it would be to draw blood from one of those deer killed. And I don't know if there's like a database, but you'd have to run like a gene marker on the blood to see if it matches anything in the database.
Because like you would think with enough time, a situation like that's going to happen where a buck is killed and maybe it had escaped a high fence 2 years prior, 3 years prior. It's like, I remember.
That becomes gray real fast.
There was a kid in Kansas that killed one.
That's what I was going to say. It was
it was like 288.
Wild looking.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think there was a tag in that deer's ear, so it's like the deer
there was a hole.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was a hole in the ear, but the tag had fallen out.
So yes, it never qualifies to be any sort of record because it was. But I'd shoot the shit out of him. I got his ass.
It ain't my fault that he jumped out of the fence
if
or whatever.
If a deer shows up on my camera and I don't have any evidence of that, like he's getting the beans. I'm gonna give him the beans.
Give him the beans.
Dude, honestly, I don't know that I can say this fully, but.
Even if I knew it,
even if it had a fucking ear tag in it, I think I'd probably shoot it.
What the fuck? You gonna watch it roll by?
Well, that's what I mean.
In my opinion, that's a wild animal. He's outside of the fence for a year or two. Like, he's out there living with the rest of them. That's a wild animal.
Hey, brother, not my responsibility. I don't care where you're born.
Dude, he ain't gonna come running if you rattle a feed bucket. Like, that's a wild animal.
Working on a hunting farm, you probably know this, but I had a buddy that worked for one up in Wisconsin, and I went up there shed hunting, and he was like, "It's not as easy as you would think. Like, yes, it can be, but it's not." The first day you go sit over a feeder, the deer walks out and you shoot it. At least his that he worked at.
Still a wild animal.
They're still a wild animal, and his was like a 1,500 acre preserve, high fence preserve that they were hunting. But
the one I was working at was
pretty well feeder walking,
pretty consistent, pretty easy. But this is what's fascinating though is I'd run cameras on this place. It was 800 acres in a fence, and I learned. I don't regret that. Because I learned a lot about deer, just like spending time with deer, even though it's not like some deer on, in the middle of Montana.
They're still deer.
There's still behaviors you can pick up on. And I do think I learned a lot from just my time, like working at that place, just spending so much time around deer. But what was fascinating was like, I would run so many cameras, on that 800 acres and I would still have bucks show up during the rut that I'd never seen before.
You never knew they were there.
Never knew I was there. And I ran cameras on every square inch of that place, and it was like, where'd this deer even come from?
That's amazing.
We had that happen when I was shed hunting. I found that year's, we found a lot of old ones because they don't shed hunt, but I found that year's antler off like a 220, and he was like,
but those were the deer
no idea that deer
fascinated
was in
me.
here.
Like the big ones that were so visible and out there, like I didn't care at all about those, but like the ones that were like the mysterious ones, it was like that's what kind of like intrigued me the most. It's like, I like figuring things out, and it's like, where were you? Where are you hiding?
How can this deer be in an 800 acre fence and I don't know he's here?
Yeah, right.
Because to show you, man, it's like we've been talking about a lot of big deer lately. Everyone's getting all warmed up again. It's that time of year. It's like, where does that deer go?
Yeah.
Like, wild deer in the county, wherever. It's like, there he is, and where's he at? And he disappeared. It's like, well, didn't even find him. Did he get hit by a car? Did he get poached? It's like
junk brow. I mean, he ran an 8-mile circle. I knew people on each corner of the circle that had pictures of him in an 8-mile circle.
That's crazy.
And how many deer do you not get pictures of that you have no idea about?
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
More than you think.
Way more than you think.
Those are the ones I like. The mysterious.
I think the crazy thing with
bonus bucks,
like sheds, because that's who I am. Have you seen that study about the high fence? I don't remember what university.
Like what portion that they
No, I
find?
don't remember what university it was, but they did a study where, okay, we knew there's X amount of deer in here with X amount of sheds, and they found like 26% or 27% of the antlers is all.
Yeah,
that's
I remember reading that.
It's insane. Now put that in a wild setting that you have no idea, and it's not a controlled in a fence section.
What's crazy?
I love you have that buck just on the kitchen
I
counter.
was just gonna say that.
What's crazy about that deer, like I learned so much about deer based on just this deer, learning from him. So it's like 27 beams maybe.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
That was his shorter beam. I think his other one was a longer one. But I learned so much about that deer because like everyone has, these deer that crawl out of holes. It's like, where'd he come from? It's like they just are gone and then poof, they're just like there. And you feel like you've run cameras on anywhere he could possibly be. That deer had the smallest it was a little peninsula. He had the smallest little place that he just like lived on, and he came back to it time and time and time again. And it was like, that's the little place that kept him alive from, basically when the season kicked off until about the rut when he'd start to branch out of it. But like, I think a lot of these deer have these little pockets, and it's like, you have unless you land right on their head.
That's why they're so mysterious.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And it can be as small as an acre.
Yep.
It's like, but they spend 90% of their time in that acre. And then when the rut, the time of year gets right and they start to widen that range, is when, boom, they show up on that camera and you're like, where have you freaking been?
Yeah. I hunted a spot similar. Might actually kill the buck in there. It's in Jordan's office. But there was a buck that was like a freak. Like, he was just super recognizable. He was just like cactus points out of one side and a normal, not an older deer, I think, not genetically amazing. But it was like a 1 acre circle with like a creek attached to it. And I'd have pictures of that deer. And then he'd be on our buddy Trevor's place. He'd be 3 miles, 4 miles out. And then a neighbor ended up killing him over there. But yeah, he in the summer and early season, he was in that bubble.
That's like my buck out here. That was a 1 acre patch, my big one.
Yeah.
And it was just, he was kind of living there, but he'd disappear for 3 or 4 days, but he'd come right back.
Yeah.
He just kept doing that, and then finally he just stuck around.
Doesn't take much either, a little fence row or something like that. It'll keep one alive.
With how, you don't have to say this, but how far were the sheds from where you killed him?
I think they were about a mile. Around a mile.
It's crazy.
Give or take.
That deer's in.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
These deer, they always have a rhyme to their reason. Like there's always a rhyme. What they're doing, it's calculated. Watching that deer stand up out of his bed and walk 25 yards. Took him around almost 30 minutes to walk 25 yards to us. It was just like such a rare moment as a whitetail hunter to witness an animal like that in his own habitat, just doing his thing. Like to witness and watch him for that long is a treasured and sacred moment for me as a whitetail hunter. It's just like such a rare thing that 99% of people will never experience, to watch a buck that stands up out of his bed at 50 yards, to watch him within 50 yards for 20 something minutes and like walk that slow and close 25 yards.
Right. He's just doing big buck things with no pressure to do anything.
And I think we're always like trying to, in our head, like, what is he doing? Like picture, like he'd be doing this, like the kind of this mystery of, you know, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like,
you're putting a monologue
to actually visually see it.
Yeah, that's what he'd be doing.
Was such a really cool
you're
experience.
hunting your ass off. Where is he?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's in that patch, not moving,
chilling.
Yeah.
This deer. I mean, when I spotted him to when I killed him, it took him 2.5 hours to go 75 yards.
Yeah,
it's cool, isn't it?
And it's just like because he got it where I seen him bedded. After I killed him, I went there. I was like, why did he bed right there? Well, it was like this little pocket, but he could see the whole field.
Yeah.
You know, the wind was in his face. He could see the whole field. But then he got up, bedded 3 or 4 times. I'm like, why is he doing that? He just get up, bed.
I'll tell you another fascinating thing about whitetails, because like I've hunted a lot of different, I've had a lot of different experiences whitetail hunting, like on all ends of the spectrum. I've hunted the Golden Triangle in Texas and hunted the way they hunt down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I want to experience a little bit of everything. So like I've been able to experience different whitetails in a lot of different habitats. There's definitely things that translate across the board. One of the things that fascinates me is like the most extreme urban hunt I've had was the Kimbo deer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, crackheads, like really sketchy area, a lot of stories I could tell there. But I remember the first sit on that deer. We had does come in the morning, and he was in there, like had pictures of him in this block. And these does that were in front of us like stood up. One of them stood up, and like they're around people all the time. You know, they know human scent, right? But how they can differentiate between danger and what's normal is like fascinating. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stand in this doe, and I know that he's bedded in this block. This doe catches our scent, is not able to identify like the presence it's coming from, and starts blowing at us. And I'm like, you know, again, just to somebody who's like hasn't experienced suburban hunting, they're like, oh, they're used to human scent, like they don't care about it. But it's like I'm in the most urban environment that I've ever hunted, and I just had a deer blow at me. This deer smells people all the time.
Yeah,
blew out of there, ran that spot out, and that buck, Kimbo, like immediately left that spot for, I think if I remember right, it was almost 10 days. And he went 4 miles. He went 4 miles away in the most extreme urban environment, and I think he took a railroad track. Like, you know,
that's insane.
I still have his jaw, and I want to get it sent off. And the reason I haven't done it already is because I think they age from the front teeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he had none. There were no teeth.
Really?
Zero. I think he was doing the meth that was in the area.
Chewing on too many pipes.
But even his molars, he's got like a missing molar, and his teeth are just like worn down more than anything I've ever seen. So like I think they can still age them based on molars.
I think so.
It might not be
It's not as accurate.
But I want to still get it sent off because like
that'd be really cool to see.
I think he could be 10 plus years old.
I'd believe it with that type of wear, you know.
His knowledge of that area was unmatched to any other deer. It's far superior. His knowledge of that area is far superior to any other buck in that whole area. So like when he left, it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go exploring and see what's going on and popping off over here. That. It's like, I know where I'm going because I've been going there for the last however many years. So it's like when he made up his mind, it wasn't like I'm going to go check this place, slide in here. It was like, I'm going right to this place. I think he hopped on a railroad track and walked 4 miles. And I think he even crossed a bridge to get to this other place. And that's where I found him. And the only reason I knew to look there was because I had matched a video there from him in November the year prior. So I was like, I have searched everywhere possible that I know. Like this was one of the last places, and he was there. But in the most extreme, like suburban, urban, human scent area with a deer, like I still had one blow at me. That deer leaves, and I really to this day believe, like, is it coincidence that he happened to leave right when that happened? Sure, maybe.
I don't know. It kind of adding up.
I think that he, you know, doe starts blowing. It's like he kind of just knew, like, sense of danger, and he's like, I'm gonna leave. Like, and then I'll come back in a while. But like he left for those 10 days, and it's like I think because that doe blew, that he sensed, the danger, the kind of the instinct of like I need to move, and so he went to that like second place of refuge for him, which he knew was, I think it was actually like 3 miles, 3.5 or something like that. But these deer have no bounds to them. Like there is nothing that's going to confine them. I don't care how many highways are in the way. Like they're finding culverts, they're jumping the highway, like they're finding, like they're going to roam, they're going to range. Like there's nothing, unless it's a 12-foot fence, that's going to keep them from, just like exploring. So like, again, that's like the most extreme end of the spectrum.
Fascinating though to think about. It's almost like that deer. Some of them get to a level. It's like you think they have critical thinking.
It makes you, it makes you question their mental capacity. Like, what are they actually capable of? I mean, that's just that's just a little bit of proof on what they can actually do and remember.
Being in that urban setting, you probably think they don't blow at much, unless it is like an actual danger.
You wouldn't think so.
And then that buck heard that deer blow. He's like, "Oh shit, there's something seriously wrong here."
Out when they hear it.
I'm out of here.
Freak the crackheads out, yeah. Because there's been times where I've heard deer blow. There's a whole field, and they're just standing there like, "Hey, shut up, quit blowing." The deer look at that.
They don't even leave. They just let you go back to eating.
Setting and area and time of year and all that probably all factors into that somehow. But yeah, it's like easy to like. Oh, it's like I've heard Waddell say, "Oh, they're just goats with antlers," and then it's like I get that point. Sometimes you just treat them that way, and you can go in and kill one. But then that type of situation happens, like that. It happened. Like you can say, "This is what he did because I found him here, and I had this encounter," and so it's easy to do it. But if you don't know all that, you can almost make up something like that in your head that applies like black magic to the way this deer navigates the world.
Yeah.
So there's 3 angles to it, and that's like, where do you fall into it to kill one?
The buck I killed, I think 3 years ago, that I called the upside down buck. Mm-hmm. That deer grew out in a rural setting, like on a farm that had ag. And I, from what I know, there were hunters that hunted this farm like a lot. And when the season came in, this deer's old. He's lived forever. But he was old. So he grew out in a rural setting, and I think when the hunting pressure kind of came in, he made his move into the city. He's like, I've never, ever been messed with in the city. Mm-hmm. And I was able to like get one spot for him. And it was like, it was this kind of sacred ground where he's never, ever been messed with. And it's like, I was able to access it. And that's the only reason that deer's dead. Otherwise, he'd probably still be alive or just have died of old age by now.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, I'm sure it drove those dudes crazy that had that farm to have that deer grow out every summer.
Right.
Just to be like, where the heck did he go?
Yeah.
And it's like, he's slipping into the city.
He went it down.
You intercepted him.
But it's, same thing with kind of the mule deer like that you showed earlier. Like there's pictures of deer like that in suburban settings. And then, sometimes it's the opposite where they'll grow out, kind of in the open range, and then they'll slide into the city.
See, that seems more
likely.
Well, I was gonna say unlikely.
Oh, really?
Like you'd think like a country boy deer is like, I'm out here. I'm not used to.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to go be around people.
Yeah, and then they make the move for safety to be kind of around danger.
Yeah,
I think, for example, maybe the mule deer one, and I don't know about it, but like. This is just a guess, is like, I think that a whitetail's behavior in the summertime is way more tolerant and lackadaisical. And it's like, maybe a lot of times these deer are seen in these suburban areas in the summer. And then when hunting season rolls around, when kind of their instinct flips, that switch flips, they have to go, range and roam, and they want to go travel and stuff. And that's when they're being hunted, like in the more vast range, but they could be growing out in the city. Right. And that's when these pictures are taken. But that's just a guess. I think there were hardhorn pictures of that mule deer. So it's like, I don't know what the situation was, but it's just speculating.
Yeah.
But
I got to get a refresher with Devin. You'd really like Devin. You'd get a kick out of that guy. He's
great. I thought he said that he would basically live in the cemetery in the summer, and then when hunting season would come in, he'd basically disappear and nobody could ever find him. And then
I imagine a lot of them hardhorn pictures are like early September before he moved into the range.
Probably so.
Yeah, right out of velvet. And because I don't know, I think Devin killed him. I can't remember the time of year, but that deer's insane. I don't know what he went to.
240.
Devin's got something like that. He's got correct me if I'm wrong, whoever pays attention more than I do. I think he has 3 deer over 220. All public land, bow bucks.
Impressive.
He's a stud. He's just a stud.
Yeah.
He likes to hunt. Like if Devin kind of in areas he hunts, if they see Devin, they're like, oh, must be a big deer in there. Because I've followed Devin around Western Hunt Expo, and he's a fucking celebrity there.
He is a celebrity.
And he'll never admit it, but you can't walk around with him. Hey, no big ones, huh? So we get him out here to whitetail hunt. He's got a lease, and lucky fucker killed a 168, 167 big clean typical 10. Like, but so fun, like he got to experience the whitetail world, So we call him Whitetail Devin as a joke now. It's like the thing. So he's just a good dude. But I wonder if I can pull up his Instagram. He's the man.
He is the man.
But yeah, that's one dude you gotta meet. But yeah, he's been on the podcast a lot. There's that buck he killed. So that was
It's just his energy is out of this world.
1,000,000 miles an hour.
Clean 10. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a cemetery buck.
Gosh.
Just a hammer.
Yeah, and it's a shame like the stories you get told that kind of ruin that what it was,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Devin did a really good job at there's a buck a couple years ago. He did a really good job at laying it out.
Yeah.
Here's the story, here's the photos I had. Like I think he even went down to like, this is the canyon I killed him in. Like this is like he left no stone unturned to like, hey, I'm legit.
To kind of prove his case.
Yep.
He's got a video out that got a lot of attention on YouTube, but it was called bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Bringing a bow to a gunfight.
Bringing a bow to a gunfight, yeah. And that was
that elk
pretty
video,
awesome.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Devin's like known off that video. It's crazy, but
so he went silent for a while and just like let it fizzle out, and then kind of came up. See, that's kind of where like when we're facing drama around a big deer, it's like, man, you could go run and do this podcast and do that and post this and post that, and it's like and this is what we've been like kind of advised or just like just given advice is like, all you're gonna do is stir the pot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, tell your story, let the video come out and let it speak for itself. Don't get in the dirt because you're just gonna get like if you jump in the mud pit, you're just gonna get mud on yourself. So it's like, just do the story, like let that shine the light on the truth and like be kind of your response to a lot of the stuff that gets said. And so that's kind of how we've always like handled that type of drama. But it's unfortunate kind of like in the interim between the kill and the video, there's kind of this just like
lag area
where stuff just gets toxic, and it's like until we kind of get the full story out like as much as we possibly can. And that was why like the Ohio video was almost 2.5 hours. We just had never really taken like, I guess, our audience along for like the whole A to Z, everything. Because we always thought it would like bore them.
I love
like,
that.
Yeah.
It was good. Well, people that are into it, like you're into it, or close to that level, appreciate seeing that. That's what I enjoyed about that video.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Like watching when you did that like time lapse of you sitting on the computer.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
like,
by the time you're drawn back, you're sitting in the sofa and your heart's thumping right there with it. Holy shit, it's gonna happen.
impressive.
We did a story because like I never thought people would watch that long of a video, and we did a story that was like, hey, do we need to shave this down, or should we like leave it as is? And like overwhelmingly the feedback was like, leave it.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of people that were like, dude, I sat down and watched the whole thing. Like my wife hates hunting videos, hates them, won't sit down and watch them for nothing. But she sat down and like was tuned in and watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. That's a big compliment right there.
Yeah, and
Big
like
compliment.
the retention rate, because you can see all the analytics on YouTube, like the retention rate was really high.
Yeah.
On that video, which is in a period of time where their attention spans are zero. They have TikTok brain is kind of what I call it.
Yeah.
To be able to have someone like give their time and attention to something for just that amount of time and to be tuned in like is a big deal these days.
Huge.
When people are just so tuned in to being like high frequency, high engagement, like, the most viral things you're seeing in front of your face at a given time. And it's like, it's kind of a rare, like you're almost fighting against the grain or going against the current by like hey, we're going to have you guys buy into a 2-hour film.
Yeah,
when most people are only watching 10 seconds of stuff that gets fed on their feed.
Yep, and then they're over it. Yeah,
and they don't even finish that.
Isn't
flip to the next
keep
one.
flip.
Not interested.
I don't care about Iran. Fuck it. Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's really makes you feel bad about cranking out 3-hour podcasts. But the nice thing with the podcast, you're driving or you're working and it's just there, So
yeah. Well, it depends on what you sign up for. Like if you get on TikTok, you know what you're getting. You're getting the short form. You're just scrolling through.
Yep.
But like when you tune into a podcast, it's like, you're at work, you're on a car ride. It's like, I'm looking for something
Conditions
to be
are
tuned
right.
into for my expectation is I'm going to listen for 2 to 3 hours. And it was kind of the same with the video. Like we kind of laid the expectation on the
this is the
like,
process of it. Yeah. Not like, it's not a 15-minute hunt. And I love it. I thought it was amazing, man. You're laying down the best whitetail stuff in the game.
Badass
I
footage.
think I'll say it. And again, since I'm kissing your ass, but that's fine because I respect you for what you do. I think you're a living whitetail legend. I really do mean that. I think we all probably think that. I think I think at this point it's undeniable. Just what you're doing and the way you're showing it and your passion for it and you're humble. And I love that you hate Doug and all these good qualities about
What the
you. It's cool to see, and I'm glad we finally got to make this episode happen. And I hope we get to do a lot of them in the future.
There's still so much that like we could talk about.
I know, it excites me too.
Yeah,
it's like,
we left a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah,
I've been looking forward to this one too. It definitely gave me an opportunity to kind of like. Let my hair down a little bit. Maybe is the best way to put it.
Well, I think I have a feeling we're going to do a lot more of them, and we got a lot of mutual friends. Is what we're learning, and there'll be a lot of opportunities. So I'm looking forward to more podcasts with you and your crew, and get everybody together and have some good times. I'm looking forward to that. But,
I'm in.
Dude, I love this episode.
Yeah, it's fun.
Awesome. We're cranked over 3 hours, which I think is badass. It's what I wanted out of it. And I hope that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I feel like I'm shutting her down early already after 3 hours.
It doesn't feel like 3 hours.
It doesn't.
No.
Perfect on a Monday.
How'd it go with Tyler?
He's great.
Yeah, I was I guess people that don't know, like I was originally trying to come with him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Tyler was awesome.
Did he let his hair down? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, I felt like he did. Yeah. That dude tells some good stories.
Dude, he is such a good storyteller, and he's actually, for like the people that don't know him, he's hilarious.
He's really funny.
He's really funny. Like his impersonations of his dad and stuff. Oh yeah, so funny.
He had us dying out here with like telling us the first time he ever met Jimmy John. Because if you ever meet Jimmy John, that dude's so high energy. Then he's kind of got that real unique character and voice. He was telling us like when he was younger, him and his dad on the NASCAR circuit, Jimmy John, Bill Boy. And I'm like, dude, that's good.
But that's the thing that like. Tyler has met so many unique people just like growing up the way, in his world. And it's like, so all the stories he has from like all these very famous and people is just like so funny, and his like impersonations and stuff. Like he's sneaky, really, really funny.
I thought he was great. I mean, the boys came in and he rocked it. What shocked us the most is Tyler's like, I listen to you guys.
Yeah.
And that's like weird for us. We're like, oh really? Like, that's cool. Like, but
why?
You could tell he listened by how he was on the show.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
And then even hanging out, it was fun.
Yeah.
It's cool, man, that we're very fortunate that guys like Tyler and you and Waddell and Jimmy John and even just whoever that's got a good story or buddies that will come in here and sit down with us undistracted and do this shit. It's rare to do this without fucking around,
I do, like, and then I know we keep dragging on. I'll stop, but like,
it's all good. That's what it is.
When I took my dad turkey hunting, it was like probably the first time in a really long time. It's my favorite thing to do. I picked it up from Dave Owens, where he'll kill a turkey and then he'll sit there and like smoke a cigar or whatever. I started doing that whenever I killed a deer or a turkey, and it's like just an appreciation moment. You put the phone up and you're just like reminiscing on the hunt or just talking about nonsense. And it's so rare to do that these days, where you just like put the phones away. It's been my dad's favorite moment that he can recall in recent history, where he's like, I was with my two sons, we had our phones down, we were just in the woods talking about guy stuff and reminiscing on the hunt. And it's just like, it's a very special kind of like intangible feeling to do. And I kind of compare that to a podcast where it's like everyone puts their phones up. It's just dudes being dudes. We're like having face-to-face dialogue, which is like not normal these days.
It's not.
You know, so I enjoy this stuff. I appreciate y'all having me. And I think I'm
glad you made it, man.
A big takeaway is like not everybody, but most people are just people. And I think they build them up in their head to either be this worship type figure or this evil type figure, whichever category you want to categorize someone you watch in or pay attention to. And it's like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have trash. We all have stuff we're going through. We all, are just people.
That's right.
Doing the best we can. So
that's right. Yeah.
Anyways,
just as like killing big deer, we're still just normal idiots out here.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all guessing.
We just get lucky.
Everybody's guessing through life.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're a kid, you think all the adults haven't figured out, and you become an adult, you're like,
nope.
Oh, everybody.
Everyone's just winging it.
I always thought my parents had it all figured out.
Oh,
and it was like life was comfortable, and I was like, and then all of a sudden you're an adult, you're like, holy shit, nobody knows what's going on. Like, how have the aliens not come yet? You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but
yeah. So
that's for sure.
Closing words for me is go to prison. Just like I did, you'll learn a lot. It's a very good experience for me.
And run.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Don't go to prison.
Run. I mean,
but always run.
Always run. Listen, kids.
The whole thing you take away from this podcast: run,
run. No. Whatever that.
I love it, dude. Well, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Check out Seek One. You guys already watch it, we know. But thank you for tuning in this week. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.